Hello, how are you guys doing? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in, Flamin. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. We are back with some more. Indeed, it is your mortal nemesis, John Taxes. He's not my mortal nemesis. That's gonna be Francis, but I suppose we can deal with your nemesis today. How are you doing though? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. I'm very excited to get into this because I really enjoyed it last time. It was a fun game, just kind of sit back, vibe. And also have some very fun little decisions. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing good. I have been very good. I'm getting back. I had a little bit to eat before stream, and I'm ready to game. Well, granted, this is like, it's a game, right? But I don't know. What I feel like if I say I'm ready to game, that's something I'd say if I was about to do like Call of Duty or something, right? That's like I'm about to throw down. You know, or like Helldivers or something, but like, I think this is maybe a little bit more relaxed than Helldivers if I had to take a guess, just a quick one. Oh. Okay, the game crashed. I was trying to exit. I don't think the game crashed. I think I accidentally hit the quit button. The Steam overlay was stuck in the bottom right here, so I was trying to like click off of it to get it to go away, and I think I accidentally hit quit. My bad. Bro is indeed eating. I am indeed eating. What can I say? Yeah, no, it's a fun one. We'll just be going through. It's fun. I kind of like these types of games where it's like not like a gameplay thing, or it's like Papers, Please, right? Where there's not like a lot of gameplay. It's all about just like the story and making decisions, which I really like. Honestly, I wonder if there's something like this could be considered like a visual novel on it, because it's like, I wonder if it could be. I feel like you could make the argument there because it's like there's not really gameplay mechanics like minigames, you're just making choices and then those choices are branching storylines. I guess it doesn't have consistent characters, so maybe not. I don't know, I kind of feel like you could make that argument. But let's just get into it. Let's just get into it here. We like competitive callouts. He's in the house, top floor, he's peeking. he's fragging. You know, I don't know any other callouts. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played an FPS. It's been a very long time. Can we afford anything? I could afford an eraser, but I don't care about the eraser. I don't make mistakes, okay? I make choices and sometimes they're bad. Or we can get this very cool mask. It is a very cool mask, but I kind of want to see what else there is. Alright, I guess let's just go and do... Did we do our work for the day? That's right, we ended day 5, so let's go and start day 6. I think at the end of the week we get the first lore hub. Okay, so I asked literally every question I could. Makes sense. Look, I like my lore. Alright, let's go to the Grim office. Alright, hello Grim. We seem to be on the precipice of dark times. I may have warned you that the shop can have some harsh moments. Today is that day. Quota for the day. A total of 6 humans have to die. Any humans with a law background have to die. Any humans with a critical background have to die. This is very serious. Fate. I see. Interesting. I don't know what that means. Oh, how's it going, Duke? Welcome in. How are y'all doing? Hope you're doing good. Let me give that shout out. I saw you were doing some V-Rising. How was it? Hope it was good. Those of you who don't know, Duke, super awesome, cool streamer. I'm glad to see that you've been, I guess were you taking a break for university or what? Were you just taking some time off or what were you doing? But it's been awesome to see you back streaming. I hope you guys are doing well. We were just playing a game called Death and Taxes. Basically, I have to choose who lives and who dies. And also they may or may not pay their taxes. We've killed quite a few we've killed, I think, 2 tax collectors so far. Not that I wanted to, but the chat voted otherwise. Concussion? Oh no. I hope you're doing better. How did you get it from Hema? Like, did someone just wallop you in the head with a sword, or did you like fall or something? I imagine you're wearing helmets, but it still is a big old sword getting smacked in your head at some point. Take a spear to the side of the head. Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. Even with a helmet, then proceed to do everything wrong for recovery. Oh, did you watch like a lot of TV and stuff like that? I know my younger sibling, my younger brother, he got a concussion in from football back in 10th? 9th or 10th grade? Probably 9th grade. Yeah, or maybe it was like, actually, it was probably like 8th grade. It was a bit younger. You drank and tried studying. Oh no, that is, yeah, that hurts. It's already hard enough to study with a concussion. That, or adding a little extra sauce to the mix makes it a bit harder, I imagine. So you work the brain massively like the first 30 hours. Yeah. I'm glad to hear you're doing better now, though. Glad to hear you're doing better. Hopefully they give you, like, I guess a better helmet. I don't know. I don't know if they give you better helmets or how they do that, but I don't want you to get another concussion. But yeah, this is a fun little game for anyone popping in called Death and Taxes. Basically, we have all of these people here, and we have to choose who lives and who dies. You in the chat get to choose. If you want them to live, you type !die. If you want them to live, you type !spare. If you want them to die, you type !die. And then it just takes a nice tally for me. Did your lord at least call for an herbalist? It's unbecoming to refuse one of his knight's proper care. I mean, I'm assuming he got a poultice of healing at the very least. You're borrowing someone else's helmet, otherwise you would end in deep shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, so like you were, so if you were wearing like a normal one, does it not cover your full face? Because yeah, otherwise that is just a literal spear to the face. You got nothing? Oh no! Wait, then are you just normally just out there like deciding if I get hit, I get hit? Care was severely lacking that day. It was a mid-event. Okay. And yeah, bonks are common. Well, hopefully, I hope that the next set of bonks you get aren't too bad. Or aren't bad at all, but you'll probably get a couple bonks, so hopefully they're at least on a scale of like 1 to bad, maybe like a 4 at the worst. You know? This was just more than you realized? Yeah. I mean, I guess you have to get a couple bonks, because that's kind of the fun in a way, right? Where it's like, you know, you get bonked on the head a little bit, or maybe bonked on the side by the other guy you're doing the fighting with. Your lord not afford Castleforge a steal? How do they pay thine wages? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's I think it's more of a volunteer thing, you know? Kind of like how back in the knights were responsible for their own armor, you know? This is like late medieval period, not early, so yeah, exactly. It's a hobby for Duke, so he doesn't have a lord he can call upon. Now, if you can find him a lord, Flamen, I'm sure Duke would be more than willing to, you know, find a financier. You need to grab something to eat? Yeah, no, totally understand. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Get some good rest and get some good food. And I hope everyone coming in here is having a wonderful day as well. So, our job, you shall pillage thine enemy's estate as a hobby. I mean, as long as you get a share of the pillage, I suppose it could be worth as a hobby. Not to, yeah, exactly. It's patron sounds much nicer. Chivalry is, it's not underpaid. It's a internship opportunity. I don't know what you're talking about, Flamen. They're learning valuable work experience, and that's greater than any monetary reward. All right, let's see what happened to the world after yesterday. Crypt of Decay announced new concert tour to Walmart and beyond. It's not that bad. What do you mean bad things are coming? These guys are just going on tour. Do you know how many bands I wish would go on tour? Well, it's really just Daft Punk, but that's mostly because Daft Punk broke up. After they... I'm still so sad I'm never gonna get to see Daft Punk tour. Like, it's like the last time they toured was like, what, 2012? Like, I was too young to be able to, like, go to a concert then. And now they're never gonna do it again. Daft Punk indeed. How's it going, Ladle? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. What you been up to? Yeah, we gotta kill some of these dudes. So, our quota. And I will say, you guys don't have to abide by the quota. I like to do the quota because I get paid if I do the quota. But if you want to kill everybody, then that's up to you. Just still hell diving? Nice. Out of here. So, is the update out now? Because I saw there's an update for Helldivers, but I wasn't sure if that was like the update. Alright, first person here, Mint. Age 20, they are a gang member. Mint comes from an abusive family, which ultimately made them very protective of their older sister. Mint would do anything to keep her safe. As such, they have allied with the toughest crime boss in the district, one who takes good care of their own. So they are a gang member, so according to our quota, they have to die. So I'm gonna put you in the quota pile over here. This is our meets quota pile. It's out, new Warbond coming today? Nice, how is it so far? Is it good? That's not illegal? Well, Well, it says it specifies criminal background. I imagine gang member counts as a criminal background. For tomorrow for the okay, Amerifats is very mean. All right, I like Amerifix personally. All right, that's a much nicer way of looking at the amount of cholesterol in our blood. You can be in a gang without being a criminal. No, because I think being in a gang is breaking a law. And at least in the U.S., I think gang affiliation like is its own crime if you're a member. Even if you don't break a law, I think you're considered like an accomplice to anything they do just because you're like a member. I'm pretty sure. I guess because it's like an accomplice to something. Like you might well, actually I don't know, maybe. I'm still gonna put him in the pile because I think the game is saying we need to, but you do raise a good point. Our next person is Maria Remarque. She's 24 and unemployed. Maria is a rock musician looking for their big break. For the past year, they've been living on borrowed money, composing their epic debut, a heavy rock musical about the lives of suffering rock musicians, featuring many chunky riffs. Maria Remarque, where does he get all of these? So you don't meet our background, so I'm gonna put you over here in the non-quota pile. How's it going, Slip? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. The fembox to be a part of a gang. I respectfully decline. Thank you. I already have my own like castle and stuff, so I don't need to. I already have my own castle and pile of loot. Why would I join your gang for that? I don't need that. I already have my own, right? Americans don't have cholesterol in your blood. You have blood in your cholesterol. So, as long as the blood is inside, that's where it's supposed to be. If it moves around a little bit slowly, that's just fine. You know whose blood also moves around slowly? Elephants. You know how long elephants live? A long time. Really, if anything, we should have slower moving blood because that means it spends less time moving around our body. So that way it spends more time giving us oxygen at wherever it is. Really, I think the high cholesterol slowing our blood movement is probably actually more of a buff than anything. Well, yeah, if the gang is doing crimes, they might be screwed even if you're slightly informed about it. I imagine you could probably get charged for, like, conspiracy, yeah. It's like, even if you didn't didn't take any actions to help them, if you know a crime is gonna happen, and then don't do anything about it, or, like, don't even inform, like, the law enforcement, you'd probably get, like, conspiracy or something. I don't know if it would actually hold up, but you could at least get charged with it. You love tusk medicine? Depends where elephants are. Outside of a sanctuary, they don't live very long. No! Stop it. In very safe places, elephants live a while. Are you a fan of RFK Jr.? That's politics, so we are not going to talk about that. we will not talk about any political people here. Brainworms. Yes, literal brainworms. How's it going, though, Silver? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. Okay. Blood is inside the body. Right. Rock musician. Alright, who's our next person? What do you mean position sinner? Huh? Anson Sin. Position sinner. Anson loves to sin and is committed to performing all the four deadly sins daily. They live in a cave outside the city, avoiding law enforcement. Okay, well this is a bit confusing for one thing, because I'm not like super religious, but aren't there, I'm not super religious, but I've seen enough anime. I just recently rewatched Full Metal Alchemist. I'm pretty sure there's 7 deadly sins. So like, which 4 exactly are he doing? You know what I mean? Like, for one, he already has the number wrong. 2, I don't think this counts as like a job. I don't think you get to be paid for this. That kind of sinner? Yeah, slightly. Yeah, so I don't think that's illegal. I don't think that's illegal. I think he goes in the non-quota pile. And one thing about him, he's Catholic with his name. Okay. Depends on your religion. Oh, that's actually a good point. I guess I'm used to when I see sinner, I think Christianity, because that's generally what I associate with, but he could be doing it could be for a different religion. That's a good point. Okay, so it's probably a different religion then. Well, I'm trying to think, because for Christianity, it's 7 deadly sins. Buddhism has, I think, 8 tenets. And then, I don't know any of the other ones. I don't know any of the other ones. Alright, we have Joanna Russell, a police officer. Joanna's always dreamed of being a police officer ever since they were a small child. Coming of age, they joined the academy and dedicated themselves to studying. Joanna also loves growing a wide variety of colorful plants. Well, that's very nice of you, Joanna. Unfortunately, law enforcement has to die according to our quota today. So, you're in the quota pile. Most deadly sins or crimes. Is it? I don't think it's a crime to be gluttonous. What, you just eat a lot? I mean, sure, it's probably not healthy, but like, if I just want to go down to Publix and buy an entire red velvet cheesecake and just chow down on it, then that's my problem, you know? That's my 15,000 calories I'm gonna have to deal with the next day, but I don't think it's illegal. Is it a sin to build and detonate dirty bombs in subway stations? I think by transitive property of murder, probably. Yeah, also has a Kona sample. Hope you're doing good. Welcome, welcome in. You play Bannerlord Overhaul, makes a feudal Japan with real-world events that shape how you play. Ooh, very cool. I'll check it out for sure. How you doing, a sample though? Hope you're doing good. Welcome, welcome in. It's not a crime to be a man whore. Very true. Unless you get paid for it, then I think it's a. I think isn't it? I think then. I guess payment is what technically makes it a crime. I don't know the exact laws. If dirty means naked pictures and bomb means photo folder, then most likely yes. That is true. Yeah, because then that's just mean. You want to play it? You think it'd be an absolute blast? I'm very torn on Bannerlord because part of me's like I should wait until the DLC comes out, and then part of me's like I should just try and get a run in before the DLC comes out. I'll probably do like in June, like the weeks leading up to the DLC. I'll probably do like a very quick run. And we could do that. We could do some mods then, just like checking out the game and getting back into it. Because I haven't played it for, I don't know, like 7-8 months now, I think. Let's see, the Bannerlord run ended like October. So like, yeah, 7-ish months. So that's probably, I think it'd be good to get back into it. Process usually legal, but only if you get paid. So if you do it for free, if you do it just for the love of the game, mod makes you feel like you're playing Bannerlord expansion. Really? Ooh, interesting. I do like expansions. That's also another thing is like, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Well, actually, no, it should be fine because Bannerlord's pretty good about Bannerlord actually is good about letting you just go to previous game versions and play on those. So if like the current version breaks a mod, I would just go back. That's a good point. I'll look into it. But how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. All right, next we have Kira Aaron Moore, who is a chauffeur. Kira initially became a rideshare driver due to needing extra funds. Soon they found an opportunity to upgrade to luxury vehicle chauffeur, which required to go through extra training in evasive and defensive driving techniques. These days, they feel pretty badass behind the wheel. Good for you, Kira. Very good for you. All right. Well, they're named Kira, so I don't think we can kill them because they have the plot armor. Actually, I don't think any of you guys have seen Gundam Seed, so that joke doesn't land. Fine. Okay. That's escort services. Pay money to go and have them company and then accidentally. Yeah. Just accidentally. Yeah. I guess that's probably where the, I guess that's probably where they try to like get them. Reduce the map, has special events, all new weapons and armor, new character customization, early access, but super fun. Ooh, interesting. So how exactly, like, long has it been in development? And do they, like, redo the map? Or, like, when they redo the map, do you mean, like, they just add more, like, they just change, like, the town names and stuff? Or do they, like, did they, like, remake the entire map to, like, look like Japan? As 4-minute mental model. Oh, wait. Actually, that's a good point. There's Kira from Death Note, and then I'm thinking Kira from, Gundam Seed. But I guess I guess it's kind of a common name in anime. You want pancakes? I had some pancakes. I had chocolate chip pancakes earlier, and they were great. I'll probably have some more after stream, actually, because I have some left over, and they're very good. So Jacob has always aspired to be an author of fantasy novels, but they have been stuck at a dead-end secretary's job at the Omni Virtual Studios LLC for several years. At least those expensive downtown apartment bills get paid. Alright, Jacob, you're in the don't have to die pile due to quota. Brian Chu, retired. Brian lived an exciting and joyous life up until retirement, then everything started going downhill. Life became rough, sad, and lonely. Their friends and family are all gone, their pets died, nothing seems to be going right at all, and yet, they keep living. Jeez, Brian, I can't even make a joke. That's just, I'm sorry, Brian. I can't even make a joke. I'm sorry, man. Do you have enough for the whole class? No, unfortunately, but luckily I am not in school anymore, so I don't have to have enough for the whole class. I can just have enough for me. As you play, the world events that pop off that happen in real life, like War to name a new shogun. Ooh, what year does it start in, out of curiosity? Place Rent was formed by the descendants of devout Catholics, then they also want money-o. But we're not in the Vatican, so we should be fine. Tour manager Frankie. Frankie is a tour manager for an extreme metal band from the outskirts of Cosmopolis City. So far, they've organized 3 concert tours across the city, 2 and around Walmart, all of which have been canceled midway through, mostly due to the capriciousness of the singer. Interesting. So their singer's a little bit of a diva, but other than that, they're pretty good. No, you're American? I am American, yes. What gave it away? Was it the accent or my love for well, I can't say love for McDonald's. My probably greater affection for McDonald's than people abroad. Love is a strong word for how I feel about McDonald's. What about the Vatican? Oh, we're just not there. 1568? Okay, that's pretty cool. My love for cholesterol, that's more accurate. That's more accurate. All right. We're gonna go and we're gonna start deciding if these people need to live or die. Just a reminder for our quota. 6 people have to die. Any humans with a law background have to die. Any humans with a criminal background have to die. These 3 people have a criminal background. I think this guy technically counts as a criminal background because they specify avoiding law enforcement. So, first up on the chopping block, Anson Sin. Do we kill or do we let him live? Decide. If you want to kill them, you type !die. If you want them to live, you type !spare. It's in the places we are not category. That is true. Avoiding the law is not a crime. I guess depending on what the sins are that he's doing, it might just be like, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, maybe like don't go jaywalking, don't wear like long sleeve shirts in the summer. Like it could be like really minor stupid stuff, admittedly. You've evaded the law. You evaded the law. All right, guys, if you guys want to vote, remember you gotta type !die in chat or !spare to spare. Eating the whole McDonald's order? Yeah. Or it could be like that guy, there's always, that guy who's like, oh, let's, if you're like hanging out with like a friend group and they're like, oh, let's get some food. And you'll like order for everybody and you'll like split it. And then one guy will be like, oh, I don't want anything. I'm not hungry. And then when the food comes, they take like 2 slices of pizza anyways. And it's like, it's not a big deal, man. But like, even it's like, they could have, been a little, they could have said like, hey, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. That always rubs me the wrong way. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Must defend this man's constitutional right to be freaky and live in a cave. Well, he's at 50-50. So, unfortunately for him, he is at 50-50, and I did not vote. So I get the final say. And I'm pretty sure I need to kill him for quota. Although, it would be really... Does he own the land that contains the cave? Actually, that's a good point. They don't say that they own the land that... I think they just found a cave. Does this look like a man that abides by land ownership laws? This looks like a man who just goes out, finds a cave, and makes it their own. Can you change your vote? I mean, yeah, sure. Did you vote to spare or did you vote to kill them? Because, I mean, it's a 50-50, so basically whichever way you switch to will be the way they go. But yeah, I don't think he owns that land. This looks like the man that steals and eats child's crayons. Finders keepers. While I do abide by the International Dibs Protocol, it doesn't say he called dibs, just that he showed up and started living there. I don't think he ever said dibs, and much like how in Uno you must say Uno to win the game, if you don't say dibs, you don't get the cave for free. So unfortunately, I believe he must die. Yes. Sorry, pal. Sorry, pal. You are dead. You vote to kill? Well, he is dead now. Now we have Joanna Russell. Joanna always dreamed of being a police officer ever since they were a small child. Coming of age, they joined the academy and dedicated themselves to studying. Joanna also loves growing a wide variety of colorful plants. All right, let's see what you guys vote for. And let's see. Wait, I'm sorry. Trespassing and or destruction of a nature reserve. Why is this guy a quota? Because All people with a criminal or law enforcement background must die. Everyone with a law enforcement background or a criminal background must die. So, you bet they violate... oh, this guy definitely violated the law. Joanna, I mean, they look nice enough. But I do have a quota to meet. So, in the end of the day, if I have to choose between getting paid or killing, well, you know, it is as the Grim Reaper, it is kind of my call. It says law background, not law enforcement. Law enforcement is a law background. Law enforcement is 100% a law background. Police officer with a mohawk? I could see it. I would argue law enforcement is a law background, but if the chat decides otherwise, it looks like they got voted to spare. He hasn't passed the bar. Interesting. Well, I guess they get to live. Unfortunately, we are not going to be meeting quota, but if we fail one, then that means the other ones, it doesn't matter if we kill them or not. So let's see. We had oh, wait a second. Actually, it's equal because Ladle typed kill when they were supposed to type, die. So actually, we have 2 dies and we have two spares. So it does go to the coin flip. We are going to be on the coin flip, actually. So, we're on coin flip. Do we want heads? All right. Heads dies, tails lives. All right. Let's see it. That's a heads. All right. It looks like Joanna is unfortunately going to die. Well, unfortunately for Joanna, fortunately for me, because I would like to meet quota. So be it. The coins have spoken. The coins have spoken. Next, we have Mint, a gang member. Mint comes from an abusive family, which ultimately made them very protective of their older sister. Mint would do anything to keep her safe. As such, they have allied with the toughest crime boss in the district, one who takes good care of their own. Now, I will say, we discussed this earlier. I think even if he doesn't commit crimes technically, by knowing people who commit crimes and not reporting it, I think that counts as conspiracy. So I do think they probably fall under the criminal background here. You violated the law. It does seem that this criminal has violated the law. So they must pay the fine, or I don't remember the rest of the quote. I've only played like 5 hours of Skyrim. His nose is screwed up. Death. You can't just look at someone, say their nose is screwed up. Death. What kind of system is this? What kind of system is that? I mean, it is a little... it looks like it might have been, you know, broken a couple times, but I don't think that's a death sentence. Man, it almost feels like our job is completely arbitrary based on how we feel. But I am technically the Grim Reaper. I was given the job by the fate, so I think it's fine. I think it's probably okay. Are there European or American completes? Kind of a difference between 6 weeks of education and 6 years. I'm not sure. We're in a mystical land here called Walmart, I think. So like, it sounds kind of similar to Walmart, so maybe America, but also it sounds like a German version of Walmart, or like a Dutch version of Walmart, or some other Germanic language version of Walmart. So it actually could be Europe. Why are my coins smoking? Don't worry about it. It's probably just the souls trapped inside them. You're voting to spare all of them because of morals? Oh. Well, unfortunately, it looks like Mint is going to die here. The chat has spoken and the chat has determined they are dead. So, as far as our quota for killing anyone with a specific background is, that has been met. But we do technically need to kill 6 more people. Or 3 more people, sorry. What did Morales do? I mean, according to Peter B. Parker, he was kind of a crappy Spider-Man, but really that was just Peter B. Parker wanting to make sure he stayed away from the final fight so that he didn't get caught up in the trouble, even though Morales was actually a very good Spider-Man, and it was a very good climax to the movie. Also, Into the Spider-Verse is great. How's it going, Winchester? If it's going good, welcome in. Europe doesn't have Walmart? You got rid of them, do their weird... Wait, really? You guys don't have any... I know they did... I know they failed in, like... I think it was Sweden they failed in. I didn't realize you didn't have them anywhere, though. Also, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. I thought you had at least some. Lurking in Duke's Raid? Appreciate it. Pure Chaos Incarnate, we have a single Costco in Sweden, which is failing. That surprises me, because, like, Costco, at least over here, is considered, like, probably, from a work ethic, like, a major retailer, like, one of the best places to work, and it's also probably one of the best places for deals. How do they do it? Is everything just cheaper over there? Also, hope you're doing good, Philly. Welcome in as well. Only one thing is certain in life, cheddar, cheese, and taxes. I mean, I'm more of a Munster cheese kind of guy, so I don't know if I'd agree with the first bit, but I think I can live and let live. No, they're just bad at business? Really? But how? Costco is such a simple business. Buy in bulk, sell in bulk for cheap, because you get to buy in bulk. Perfectly valid opinion. What a great Spider-Man. Miles Morales, I really liked him in into the Spider-Verse movies. I want to get the, it's like I want to play the new the second Spider-Man game for the PS series, because I think he's in it and he's supposed to be really cool in it. But I'm also not going to buy a PS5 for like one game, so it is what it is. Yeah, I don't hate, I literally just said I like Munster and you said I hate cheddar cheese. I don't hate cheddar cheese, I just like Munster better. Walmart was in Germany and that didn't work, and European work ethics are pretty much global in Europe. Oh, okay. As a cheesesteak, you certainly know your cheeses. But Philly cheesesteaks don't use cheddar, they use provolone, don't they? Cheddar cheese isn't certain, you have a good authority, the mans didn't get any. Oh no, that's a good point. It is on Steam. Wait, what's on Steam? Oh, wait, European work ethics? Spidey 2. Wait, it is? I thought it was limited to the PS here. Wait, for real? I think I know what I'm getting in the Steam sale then, because it looks really fun. Thank you for letting me know, Winchester. Appreciate it. Where'd you get your info from? I mean, well, we have to think, when was cheddar cheese first invented, right? And I'm not entirely sure. That was like, I actually don't know. Spidey 1 too? Ooh. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking those out, because my friend was showing me on his PS5 like a year ago, and I was like, this looks really cool. And then I didn't play them because I don't have a PS5. Spider-Man stream. This is what the game suggestions chat in Discord is for, because during the Steam summer sale, if you guys recommend a game in there, I'll probably play it. You still blame your cat? I don't think Flamin has a cat though. I don't know. You can't just blame a possibly non-existent pet. Isn't that an Xbox Spider-Man one? Apparently it's on Steam now, so I guess they ported it, which is nice. That makes sense if you had a cat. Your source, it came to me in a dream. I'm more of a source, your mom told me. I know it's a little juvenile, but sometimes I'm allowed to be a little juvenile, okay? Sometimes I'm allowed to be. But yeah, let's check out Maria Remark here. Unemployed, age 24. She's just like me, for real, for real. Okay, I'm not unemployed. I technically have a job, a part-time job. So, not quite me, for real, for real. Alright. You believe you're lying about the source being your cat? Oh, yeah. I can believe that, because again, I don't think Flamin has a cat. Although, I don't think Flamin has a cat. I could see them, Flamin strikes me as the type of person that would have, I don't know how they would do it, but I feel like they would have a monitor lizard. Something about their Flamin shitpost energy, I feel matches the shitpost energy of a monitor lizard. Flamin strikes you as a cat. A little bit. You 100% push mugs off your table. Oh, 100% he would. Sources your psychedelic translucent dreams. Sources. I forget. There's a really dumb meme where it's like, I can't remember. It's like, I remember the acronym, but I can't remember what it stands for. You hate mugs? Mugs? Agree. Why not just have a regular cup? It's so much nicer. Bought diapers for your quails? Aw. Wait, the quails don't need them, don't they? I don't know. I imagine you just kind of have an area that's kind of like has like pine straw or something that they go on. At least that's what we do for our bird. Well, when I lived with my parents, what we did is we just had like their cages, and we had like their little areas in the stands and rooms, and we just had like tissue paper and stuff, and that, so it was easy to clean up. They don't fit, they just poop everywhere. Oh no. There's 3 games: Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2, all on Steam after the PlayStation exclusive ran out. Oh, that's why. Okay, cool. I'll check him out for sure, yeah. All right, Maria here. Maria is a rock musician looking for their big break. For the past year, they have been living on borrowed money, composing their epic debut, a heavy rock musical about the lives of suffering rock musicians featuring many chunky riffs. Do they live or do they die? Personally, patron of the arts. I got, you know, live your dream, Maria. Live your dream. You can't superglue a man's cock, you should know this. Philly did look a quote for sure. Just take their asses away from them, they can't shit. Unfortunately they could because well, I guess they could because they technically have a cloaca, not an ass. So you can't take away an ass from something that doesn't have an ass, right? They would just, it's like, you know what I mean? It's different. Now, if you took their cloaca, I guess you could, but I don't think that's how that works. You hate debtors? I mean, they're not in debt, technically. They're not in debt, they have outstanding loans, okay? Now, they're not necessarily, you know, no one's come to collect yet. No one's come get a job. They have a job. They're making an epic heavy rock musical. Well, unfortunately, it seems the chat has determined that Maria here is gonna bite the dust. So true, you said it twice. So true, they said it twice. All right. Die. There we go. All right, next we have Frankie. Another musical one. Oh, I'm sorry, Philly. You're a little too late. I do think you were outvoted, though, so it would have still been a dead. You said a job, not whatever that fever dream is. You say that, I bet if we had let them live, one of our notifications would have been like, wow, hit new musical, stuns audiences, writer makes it big and is living the good life. But we do need to meet Quota. Actually, we're on pretty good track to meet Quota, guys. Remember, we only need to kill 6 people. I mean, if you want to kill more, I suppose you can. But to meet Quota, we only need to kill 6, and we've killed 4. Guys just killed you. You'll have, you know... Philly, no! I'm sorry, Philly. This is why you shouldn't give me a death note. What can I say? Power corrupts. You know, it's like Light Yagami, you know, I'm basically him. Light Yagami killed criminals. I kill unemployed musicians who are trying to make it big by writing a autobiographical musical while living off borrowed money. You know, potato, right? Alright, Frankie is a tour manager for an extreme metal band from the outskirts of Cosmopolis City. So far, they've organized 3 concert tours across the sea and 2 around Walmart, all of which have been cancelled midway through, mostly due to the capriciousness of the singer. This is a terrible day for the unemployed. It's okay, it's okay. I don't think we killed them because they were unemployed. I think it was more the music thing. As someone who had a roommate that really liked playing music and really liked singing and was not good at the singing part, I feel the pain. All right, we gonna have Frankie live or Frankie die? How we feeling about Frankie? I got no, you know what? I think Frankie's doing good. Die, ugly jaw. You are on the warpath today, Ladle. My goodness. You'll take this politician, you'll kill them. Known Death Note quote. I believe it's, he'll take this potato chip and I'll eat it, I believe is the quote. Another die. Wow. Philly, I thought you were going to be nice. Valid argument. I don't... Man. You're done with mercy. Guys, are we bad people? You can't just kill someone because their jaw looks funny. That's not how this works. That's not very nice. We're supposed to be a fair arbiter of justice, okay? Well, I guess, well, it's more of a, we just, I guess, take a group vote and hope that we can't all be making the same mistake. Like, what are the chances that a collective of like 7 or 8 people all make the same mistake? Probably pretty small. All right. Well, you have nothing to lose. You're already dead. It appears Mercy is out the window and Frankie is dead. So, I just want to point out for Quota, we only need to kill 1 more person. We're about as fair as general dynamic standards for human rights. Oh no, that's not very good. You love your machine gun dogs. I don't think that's what we're using to kill them. I think we're not so direct. I think we're more of a heart attack or falling piano type of death, you know? All right. So, Brian, 89 years old, retired. Brian lived an exciting life and joyous life up until retirement, then everything started going downhill. Life became rough, sad, and lonely. Their friends and family are all gone, their pets died, nothing seems to be going right at all, and yet they keep living. How do we feel about Brian? How do we feel about Brian here? They gonna live or they gonna die? You know, it's 89, their life, it may be on a bit of a downswing, but, like, I mean, you know, it could always get better. It could always get better, you know. If it went up and then it went down, it just means it's easier to go up again. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Yeah. Having piano hit your head, survive, only for you to get a heart attack right after. I know. The piano thing was me. The heart attack was just a freak coincidence, all right? I only, you know, I don't control all sources of death, all right? Really, that's just bad luck. He's had it rough, we can cut him a break. Yeah, exactly. We can cut Brian a break. All right. Brian, I'm sure life is gonna turn up. You know what? I bet he'll go and, like, I bet he's gonna go and, like, win $1 million and donate it to like charity and be known as, like, a town hero. I think that could be good. Don't let him die. You want him to keep suffering. Philly, no! That's the wrong reason to keep someone. No! You can't vote for him to survive because you want him to suffer. Alright, well, he is gonna live because that's what you guys voted for. Unanimously, might I? I think we haven't been all unanimous. But for the past few, we have. Alright. We need to kill one more person. It's down between these two, a secretary or a chauffeur. So Jacob Malik, a 27 years old secretary. Jacob's always aspired to be the author of a fantasy novel, but they've been stuck in a dead-end secretary job at the Omni Virtual Solutions LLC for several years. At least those expensive downtown apartment bills get paid. I mean, fantasy author could be writing the next Lord of the Rings. We could get another set of Peak, you know? Where was that empathy when your unemployed ass was on the chopping block? Look. Unfortunately, when it comes down to it, I'm incredibly biased because I had a roommate that in college that really liked to sing and do his own music in our very small dorm room, and he was not very good at singing. So it's not great when you wake up at 7 o'clock, go to classes all day, come back at 8 p.m. after going to classes and studying. You go down, lay in your bed to sleep, and then 5 feet away, the guy next to you starts blaring on his guitar and screaming like a banshee up until 11 p.m. until he goes out with his friends, then comes back at 2 a.m., incredibly wasted, goes and plays again, and it's now worse because, again, he's wasted, until he finally falls asleep at like 4 a.m., and then you have to get up at 7 a.m. again. Repeat that for about a year. I don't have a great, unemployed musicians, you do your thing, but please just let me get my sleep. That man is gonna be cooking Lord of the Rings 2, he's gotta stay. That's what I'm saying! He's cooking Lord of the Rings 2. We could have, alright, we already have the Lord of the Rings trilogy, absolute peak. The Hobbits trilogy, somehow even better than the Lord of the Rings. We've gone even further beyond into cinema with that. Imagine what Lord of the Rings 2 will be, right? He will keep his dead-end job. I suppose that's one reason to want him to live. Alright, Jacob gets to live. Now, I will say, as far as Quota is concerned, we do need Kira to die, but if you don't want Kira to die, you don't have to. I'm the only one that needs to make Quota. If you as a chat would think it's funny for me to fail Quota, or that you just really like her and don't want her to die, that's fair. Alright, so, well, we haven't started yet. Alright, how do we feel about Kira? They are initially a rideshare driver due to needing extra funds. Soon after, they found an opportunity to upgrade to a luxury vehicle chauffeur, which required to go through extra training in evasive and defensive driving techniques. These days, they feel pretty badass behind the wheel. How's it going, Prepper? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. I'm seeing a lot of dies here. I did not realize we hated Uber drivers this much in the chat. Although she's like a chauffeur. She's more than just a rideshare. She's got like that professional sheen on her, you know? Like that layer of professionality, I guess. She'd have a workplace accident where the cement mixer rolls over her. Oh no, a getaway driver? Actually, I could see that, Winchester. I mean, think about it. Why would she need to know evasive and defensive driving techniques, right? What is she trying to evade and defend against while driving? The authorities. I think you have a very good point. I think you have a very good point. Ergo, we're actually meeting our quota here by making sure we kill all people with a criminal background. You here to disrespect women, you lied. I see. I can't believe you would do that. A cement mixer just rolls over her. I think that'd be a pretty terrible workplace accident way to go. I mean, I'm not like a cruel Grim Reaper. I'll give these guys the greatest death ever, okay? You know how they're gonna go out? They're gonna win the lottery, right? They're gonna win the lottery and have $1 million ticket. And they're gonna be so happy. They're gonna run out of the store to run back to show their family. And while they're at like the happiest moment of their life, then they'll get hit by a bus and it's lights out instantly. So that way they die really, really happy. And because they win the lottery, their family's taken care of. I'm a nice Grim Reaper, okay? I kill people, but I let them, I let them not feel bad about it. Alright, so you need to die. Alright, well that's a good day's work right there. We met Quota, we killed some people, we spared some people. I think that went pretty well overall. I also actually followed the instructions this time. I didn't kill someone I wasn't supposed to kill. That went well. Except the driver took the ticket, so family... Oh, no way, you're right, Winchester. Except the bus driver who hit it saw the ticket fall to the ground, it realized it was $1 million, and just sped away. You know, they may technically be in legal trouble, but they at least have the funds to pay it off now. And like, if you got $1 million, you're not going to jail, I'm pretty sure.
It looks to be a rough day out there. New recruits often falter during dark time.
Well, luckily, I'm not on my own. I have this great group of what's a nice way to refer to you guys? Enthusiastic individuals, mayhaps? Thank you for the follow, Winchester. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, and thank you for sticking around after the raid. Die. We can't kill Fate yet. I mean, I might try and take its job. Well-adjusted individuals. I suppose I was thinking maybe a menagerie of invested psychopaths, but I suppose that's a little bit of a nicer way to say it. At least they didn't steal someone's mini fridge or something. Wait, have I told you the story? It wasn't a mini fridge, it was a cooler. Have I told you guys the story of how my cooler got stolen in Las Vegas? And I'm still incredible. I have a grudge against the city for that. I have a grudge against the city of Las Vegas for that. I know I've told it a couple times on stream. I have. Okay. Good. I'll make that I'll make that into like a video or some point, because I think because I want to get more into video editing. But I hate the city of Las Vegas because they did steal my cooler right off the back of my damn car from the parking lots. Inside the gated parking lot where the hotel staff said, yeah, it'll be fine. We have a gate. People won't be able to just walk in and steal it. Because I asked about that specifically. I'm like, hey, like, I'm a little worried if I leave stuff in my car, someone might take it, but I can't really fit this in the hotel room. Is it fine if I leave it just strapped to the back of my car? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. We have a gate. People can't just walk in and steal stuff. And you know what they did? Someone just walked in and stole it. All right. Sorry. Moving on. Don't let people steal your stuff. I don't think it was the hotel people, because I saw people walk. I saw a guy like walking back just down the strip with what looked exactly like my cooler, but it was also like a pretty generic model, so he might have just owned it. But all I know is someone stole my cooler, and I'm still pissed about it. Why would it be stolen? Is this an American thing? They stole it and put the whole thing on red. I guess, I mean, Las Vegas is a really hot city. I guess if you want a way to keep your drinks cool, you can steal someone else's cooler instead of getting your own. It's kind of a mean thing to do, but they did it. They did it, all right. All right, but let's see about the dark times.
You were performed adequately. How do you feel after such a day?
I mean, I think we were built for this. I think we did great. Guess your cooler took what happens in Vegas. It really did take what happens in Vegas a bit too seriously. And I never saw it again. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and apparently what happens in Vegas is my stuff gets stolen. It was fun. It was cool though. So I went when I was 19. So I wasn't able to gamble or anything, because a lot of places require you to be 21 to gamble so that you can drink while gambling. So I didn't actually get to like spend any money on the casinos. I just kind of walked around and just saw the strip, because there's like a lot of parts of the casinos that you can just walk around in. Why would you want to gamble? Honestly, not really. Like, I've gambled a couple times just, like, for fun, like, with friends or on, like, small bets here and there, but, like, it's like, oh, you know, I bet, like, $10 on this thing. Oh, I just lost $10 for no reason. That wasn't really fun. We're great at this whole judging people for their looks thing. We really are. What can I say?
Let us hope these days do not continue. Any idea what happened?
I mean, yeah, you're in charge, my man. Well, you should probably be the one to tell me.
And yes, I do. Yet what use is a reaper who cannot discern the situation from the details in front of them?
I mean, but I'm just kind of working a 9 to 5, man. I'm walking in, I'm reaping, I'm walking out. Maybe I buy like a cool mask from the pirate in the basement, and then I go to sleep. Like, you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot from me here, Fate. A little above my pay grade. I did no such thing, Philly. I did no such thing. Thank you very much. I would not do that. Gambled in the Bahamas at 13. They didn't care, but they're really paranoid about that in Vegas. Yeah. I think because it's just so much like more regulated. It's why they were really paranoid. Because like you can't have like phone. Like I was trying to take like pictures and stuff just because I thought it was like really cool to see like inside the casino, and like they were like walking up and they were like, no, you can't do that because you're not supposed to have phones out. He's lying. He sits there on slots all day with the old people. First of all, it's not slots, it's pachinko. And second of all, when did you start following me, huh? How long has this been going on, Flamin? That voice is really appropriate. No, I think Fate has a great voice. It's very, like, disappointed professor, you know? Fed's wandering around just to bust the casino. I know, right? It's like, alright, you know, that would be a great job. Alright, you know, under 20, here's what I should have done. Instead of going to college after high school, I should have just gone up to the feds and been like, hey, I'm technically under 21, so I can't be in a casino. So why don't I walk in a casino, and then the second I walk in, you walk around the corner, point, and say, ha, that's an underage person, and then we can slam the casino with fines. You know, and maybe I get like 10% of that, right? That's what I should have done. That should have been their racket. And I could have done that for at least 3 years after high school. Old people love bingo, that's their shit. Actually, when I went to Japan, and like unironically, the pachinko parlors there were like the most depressing thing I've ever seen. It just genuinely rows and rows of old people just sitting in front of a machine for hours on end. It's slots. No, slots are different from pachinko. Slots are a little bit different from pachinko. It was quite sad to see. I was like, I played like a couple spins because I was like, I wanted to, you know, get the experience, I suppose. It was not fun at all, and then I left. I've never been so depressed in my life, seeing dozens and dozens of just elderly people playing slots. I mean, I guess if they have the money for it, good for them, but like, I don't know. I feel like that still feels like a waste of money. Aren't you like 4 feet? You don't think they'd let you in to begin with? Okay, first of all, no, I'm not like 4 feet. I'm like 5 feet 7.5 inches, I'll have you know. Just slightly below average height. So they would still, you know, I might not be able to ride all of the roller coasters because I'm not tall enough, but that's a joke, by the way. I don't think there are any roller coasters I can't ride. Needs a booster seat to push the button. First of all, it would not be a booster seat, it would be a step stool. Well, I guess if I was sitting down, well, it'd be a step stool into a regular seat. Why would I have a booster seat? Booster seats are for cars. That's stupid. I'm not driving the pachinko machine. A half an inch be really important. Look, a half an inch is huge, okay? A half an inch is huge. Carry him around like a Polly Pocket. Okay, no, I'm not a Polly Pocket. I like to think I'm one of those, like, you know, pocket chihuahuas that you throw in, like, actually, no, not a pocket chihuahua. Chihuahuas are very mean and aggressive. I'd be like one of those designer poodles that you put in a handbag, because poodles are really chill. I think that fits my personality better. Your grandparents had a pachinko machine. Given there was a lack of video games at the time, it was somewhat entertaining. I think just having like having a machine would be kind of cool. Because some of them, I will say, some of the machines do look really cool. Especially like the ones that have like tie-ins to like franchises and stuff. I think it would be cool to like own a pachinko machine that, I don't know, would be tied in with like a franchise or something. But actually like playing, but that would just be like cool to have and like spin. Actually like spending money gambling on it I think would be very soul crushing. Handbag, but I'm the handbag. Ladle, you're not the smell. You're not thinking of the smell. That's what you keep trying to tell your ex. She keeps saying it wasn't as huge. Scared Frostguard for life. You know why? You probably, she might have been. You should have converted to centimeters. That way you get an extra 2.5 times. Sometimes you just got to do the conversions. That's how it works. But no, I don't think I would be. I don't think I would be a great handbag. Yeah, this is human. Actually, this isn't RimWorld. Okay, we're not playing RimWorld right now. That's gonna be probably next week. Actually, no, we're doing RimWorld on Friday. So in 2 days we're doing RimWorld. Then we can have the funny human leather handbags. Which I mean, actually, well, no, they don't have handbags in RimWorld, so I guess it'd just be a human leather jacket, huh? Helldivers 2 win. I was thinking about doing it tonight, honestly. But then I was thinking about doing it tonight, but we already had Death and Taxes, and considering it was going to be a shorter stream, I felt Death and Taxes was a little bit better. We'll probably do Helldiver. I think we'll do Helldivers next week. I want to give them a little bit to make sure the patch like works. Like Helldivers seems pretty good about making sure when they drop their patches that they work. But I've played too many live service games over the past few years where they drop a big patch on the day of for some event, and then it just bricks the game for the next 3 or 4 days, and I don't want to deal with that. It seems to be just a given at this point, and like, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'd probably be 90% there, but I'll wait the 3 or 4 days for those 10% of bugs to get fixed, I'm that one nerd's ant colony who gets dragged around to break at comedic times when the prototype runs past avoiding authority figures. I'm like the cabbage cart from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I'm just the actual cabbage that gets thrown everywhere. Nowadays, I've in a bug where you can toss multiple of one stratagem. Dropping 15 Patriot mechs is funny. Oh, that actually sounds fun. Dropping a ton of Patriot mechs. Just giving a little freedom the quick way, Actually, I had an ant. Okay. I guess, given that we're playing as the Grim Reaper, I suppose this is adequate discussion talk. I had an ant farm that I did science experiment on back in 7th grade because I had to do a science experiment in 7th grade. I was gonna say pachinko mechs. A pachinko mech would be interesting. I don't know how. I guess it's like instead of every time getting to press the trigger to shoot, you have to like pull the lever to roll, and unless you get like all of the correct things, you don't shoot and you just blow up. But yeah, I had an ant colony, and this would have been 7th grade, and I had to do for. Actually, no, this was 9th grade actually, because I remember it was for my first science class in 9th grade. And we had to like write a really big report on an experiment we had to do. It had to be 2,500 words, which back then was huge. Now 2,500 is like, that's not that much. But back then for high school, for like my, first year high school, that was a lot. So I had to do an experiment, and I had to come up with an experiment. So I was like, oh, ant farms are cool. I'll do something with that. I've always wanted an ant farm. So I got an ant farm, and then I let them eat, make the ant thing. And then I ignored it for 3 months. And then it came time for me to actually go and do an experiment, right? Because this was like supposed to be like a semester-wide project, right? So it's literally 2 weeks before the end of the semester, and I don't have anything. I just have an ant farm that ants lived in. I didn't do any kind of experiment. So I'm saying like, crap, what am I supposed to do? And then I came to the only logical conclusion. I guess I could like, I don't know, throw something into the ant farm and see how the ants react. So I got a bunch of oil and just dumped it into the ant farm. I ended up flooding like half the ant farm. And then I cataloged how the ants reacted. How do you think the ants would react to having half of their home flooded? Out of just a quick thought exercise. What do you think happens when you flood half of a creature's home? They screamed in terror. They die. They go in, ah, fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fuck. Yeah, they died. They just died. I don't know. I guess I thought like maybe they would like build tunnels like around the oil to avoid it to go back deeper or whatever. Was this boiling oil? It was literally just like olive oil. I literally just grabbed it from the kitchen and just dumped it in. I just grabbed it from the kitchen and just dumped it in until like half of it was filled. So yeah, my scientific method was not very impressive. Still got an A on that report though. It turned out stretching out the ants died to fit 2,500 words is in fact doable if you add enough sciencey sounding things to it. We are replicating the Exxon Valdez. Wait, what was the Exxon Val? Oh, wait, is that the oil spill from like 2006 that spilled all over those birds? That spilled all over, and that also, that oil spill is like the entire reason why every time I see a soap commercial, it's always they're like cleaning oil off of like birds. Like, I don't think this many birds are getting oil on them. I think you're just grabbing a bird and dumping it in oil for this commercial, which is kind of rude. Yeah, it really is just like interesting. Takes notes as just an entire half of an ant colony is dying. I think I probably also accidentally killed the queen because after that, the rest of the colony died pretty quickly as well. Or maybe it was fumes. I don't know. I don't think like cooking oil has like a fume for like a person, but ants are like smaller and more delicate. That's assuming at 731 levels of experiments. It appears that, yeah, like, okay, I had to do something, and I was like, well, I guess I could throw something in there. That's the only experiment I can think of. Oil tanker crash, birds and stuff covered in oil, that kind of thing. Okay, that was 89. Okay. What was the one that happened in like 2006? I could have sworn there's a really big one in either 2006 or 2008. Because I remember as a kid I saw that on the news and it was like a really big deal. Turns out an isolated species when exposed to an apocalyptic event die. I know, right? It's like, wait a second. If you absolutely annihilate something's habitat, they will die. But, got an A, and they, you know, it could have been worse. VP spill, it might have been that one. It might have been that one, yeah. Alright.
Your answer would intrigue me, yes?
Oh wait, ads just started. Okay, I won't go into the next line here. We'll just keep chatting because I don't want any of you guys to miss the gameplay. My cool answers here. But no, that was, let's see, what else did I did meet my best friend in that, one of my best friends in that class though. So I think that class was a net neutral, probably. There's the Prestige oil tanker in 2002. I don't think it was 2002 because I did not yet have object permeance. I would still be baby. I would still be a baby then. This one was definitely in the Gulf. Big Gulf of Mexico oil spill 2000s. Deepwater Horizon. That's what it was. Okay, so that was, okay, 2010 actually, so that was a bit later than I thought. That's what it was. That was the really big one. Is that, yeah, because it like exploded, I think. It wasn't just like the oil spilled, it was like the whole thing like failed. Yeah, the oil drip. Sorry, yeah, it was like the platform, it was a platform, it wasn't like just like a boat that capsized. There's constantly oil spills like multiples per month? Really? I mean, I guess like some would spill, but they're not on like, there's not like a couple massive oil spills every month, are there? Yesterday, are you cooking like, damn, 0.2 MI? Wait, what is MI there? What does MI stand for? Is this a British acronym I'm too American to understand? Also, trying to think what would Flamen cook? Flamen definitely strikes me as the type of person that would cook like, Flamen strikes me as the type of person that would probably cook just like spaghetti and meatballs and call it a day. Like you gotta have at least like some garlic bread or like maybe a little extra like Parmesan cheese on top for your spaghetti, you know? Millimeter. Oh, milliliter. Oh, IL. Oh. Okay. Well, if you're gonna, I will say, at least in the US, for when we say milliliter, we don't capitalize the M. We would either keep it all lowercase or all uppercase. I don't know if that's actually interesting. So abroad, is it common to do like uppercase M and then lowercase? Because I've never seen that before. Garlic bread is peak. Garlic bread is peak. It's so good. I could not be, I know people like to joke about like, you know, if you had to be like a creature of the night, like a vampire or a zombie or a werewolf or whatever, like what would you be? I could not be a vampire. My ass is not giving up garlic bread. Are you kidding me? That is, we invented peak food and you're now trying to say I can't have it? Even just garlic in general is, I would argue, one of the better like spice ? We would do milliliters. Really? I feel like I see Wait, really? I feel like I see a lot of M and then lowercase l. Although I guess I normally see it on like cooking blogs, so like they probably aren't exactly up to the scientific standard. They probably aren't up to it. Usually both lowercase if you look at it. Yeah, but it could be like more sciencey. They're like how Prepper is saying. I guess that would make sense because like liter, because then you can like I guess differentiate better between milliliter and like millimeter maybe. You just have a bad habit of capitalizing random subjects into your sentences. Ah, I see. I see. Milliliter on Swedish cans. Got it. A megaliter is ml. A megaliter. So that's 9 times a milliliter, I think? Either 9 times a milliliter or an average night down at the pub. Get it? It's an average night down at the pub. I'm sure you fellow Brits can understand what a good pint down at ye olden wild dog pub that's been there since 1684. The joys of it, right? American moments, it's 1 million liters. Okay, maybe not quite that big. 10, it's always times 10. Yeah, so mega is 9 times 10, right? Yeah. So it's 9 times the size. Wait. Oh, but I was thinking 9 times the size of a milliliter. So that would be 6 times the regular liter. So I was actually off by a factor of 3 because I started from the wrong place. Randomly times 9? Yeah. Like garlic bread is peak, only the G should have been capped, but the B got capped too for some reason. Huh. I guess I would just assume that's for like emphasis. You know, to really show off what you're trying to talk about. Also, my hand actually kind of slammed the side of my thumb into the like sharp corner of my desk when I did my little. I don't actually know if I did like a little badumps. I don't know if that went through the mic, but now it kind of hurts. Anyways, your answer would intrigue me. He wants to know my answer. I asked him, hey, he asked me, do you know why everyone's dying? And I said, I don't know. Do you know why everyone's dying? That's kind of your job. And he said, yeah, but I want you to tell me. All right. What happened? I mean, it didn't really feel that bad. The other days we killed like 5 people. So like, what's one extra person, I guess, you know? It didn't seem like an extraordinarily bad day. Like, it seemed like a violent clash of some kind, people fighting people. I don't agree with this. That doesn't seem right. Your reference is something you're getting carried away with, but it's also mega funny, so fuck it. Fair enough. I'm gonna say it was a day like any other. It was more or less the same day.
It hardly matters. It is just another day.
All right.
Off you go now, Grim. Good night.
You know, I wonder how comfortable it is to sleep if your entire body is just bones, right? Like, I imagine the skin probably provides some cushioning, you know? Like, have you ever... Okay, you're gonna really hate this, but like, have you ever bitten into a towel before? Like, you ever see a towel just like as a kid and you're like, I wonder what that tastes like, and you just bite into it and it's had like the weirdest, it's just like the weirdest feeling of like on your teeth. Because teeth are bones, right? So like, imagine that feeling, but just always whatever you're touching. It would be a really bad feeling, I imagine, like sleep if you don't have skin and you just have bones. But we're like a Grim Reaper, so we only have bones, right? Paper or cloth? No, like, oh wait, cloth, yeah. One thing you don't have to worry about is somehow pulling a muscle by simply moving. That is true, though. That is true. Yeah, it's just another job. Oh, sorry, I meant to go here. Then no. Don't do it. It's like the worst feeling. It's like, it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I remember I did that as a kid, and I don't know why. I just wanted to chew on it, I guess, and not good. Anyways, I imagine that's just what sleeping would be like as a skeleton, and not very fun. There are nerve endings in bones. It's like you wouldn't feel a lot of discomfort as a skeleton. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, I'm thinking it's like, it would be like just enough nerve endings to feel discomforting, but not like enough nerve endings as there are in skin for your body to be like, okay, this is how like this should feel, you know? That's also a no for paper towel too. I figure. Wait, you've never eaten a paper towel before? Even as a kid? You've never been like, all right. So, I just want to be very clear. I'm not intentionally trying to eat the paper towel here. but sometimes it kind of happens so you don't waste food. So you've never, okay, so say you make your microwave burrito, right? You make your microwave burrito, you go and what do? You place a paper towel under it. Why do you place a paper towel under it? Because what's gonna happen is that it's gonna go, it's gonna spill out the top, then you're gonna have all the insides of the burrito all over the place, it's gonna make a mess, so you place a paper towel under it. Also because it's a frozen microwave burrito, it has like that really weird, if you like don't put the paper towel under it, then when the like ice crystals melt, it makes like the plate it's on like really weirdly soggy, and then you just have a soggy burrito like kind of in a pool of its own like ice crystals a little bit, and that's gross. So you put it on a paper towel so that way the water gets absorbed by the paper towel and it's much nicer. Now, you go, you eat the burrito, but what's this? Some of my burrito, remember it exploded out, the insides exploded out, now they're not all inside the burrito, now part of them are also on the paper towel. So what do? Do you just waste the food, the bits of steak and rice that are on the paper towel? No, that's wasteful. I paid money for this burrito, I'm gonna eat the whole burrito. So, you go, you grab your fork, and then you kind of just scrape along the paper towel to pick up all of the, little bits of food. And then you eat, and then you take a bite, and then you have your food, and it tastes great. But like, it's kind of stuck to the paper towel, right? It's kind of stuck to the paper towel, so you go, and you maybe get a little paper towel in there. And maybe the next bite you get a little more. And then over the course of you scraping off the edge of your burrito meat that came out of the burrito onto the paper towel, maybe you eat like, I don't know, a 20th, potentially up to a 10th if it was like a pretty big explosion of a paper towel. And you just move on with your life, you can handle it. Your stomach can do it. It's acid. It's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, so yes, maybe sometimes I eat a little bit of paper towel, but like I haven't done that in a while. Okay, I don't really do microwave burritos all that often anymore. That was a past Chatters thing. I'm new and improved. I just mostly eat sandwiches now. Put in a microwave for 10 minutes and the problem solves itself. I mean, yes, that is true. It would do that. It would more or less solve itself there. But then it'd be too crispy, and then when you bite into it, it just wouldn't taste good. You gotta think about the crispness. Although, if instead of doing it in the microwave and I just did it in a toaster oven, then I guess I wouldn't have that problem, because when the ice melts, it would just fall into the toaster oven and then evaporate, and then I'd also have like this it'd be nice and crispy instead of like soggy. Okay, I'll have to try that next time I get a burrito. I mean, I don't get microwave burritos really anymore, because they're not very good, and they're not very good for you. But I suppose if I'm feeling lazy. I also eat sofa burritos. Okay, first of all, it was not a sofa burrito. It was a burrito I left on the counter. Second of all, I only left it on the counter for at most 48 hours. Third of all, sometimes you gotta build up your immune system the old-fashioned way, okay? Sometimes your immune system has a little too good and you want to give it a little bit of a challenge. And you know what? I like to play on challenge mode. What can I say? Maybe skip the middle and just eat paper towels from now on? Well, no, they have no flavor. Why would I do that? The paper towels have absolutely zero flavor, so I wouldn't just eat them. Come on, I've got to have some kind of incentive, and if it's not going to taste good, it's not like a scented marker when you like smell it and then you take it, you put it on your mouth a little bit, and since you have this good smell, then when you kind of taste it with the actual marker, you get more marker smell causing your taste rather than the actual taste of the marker in your mouth. You know what I mean? Like we've all tasted like the smellable markers, right? Salted paper towels. Well, at that point, I would just salt bread, because it's just the same thing but better. You can't say you've ever tasted a marker. It kind of seems like you're looking. I'm not looking for an excuse to eat a paper towel. You're telling me as like a small child. Wait, you guys are telling me as a small child when you had like the sniffable markers that had like the scents or whatever, that you never went and like tasted one just to see if it tasted like it smelled? You guys never did that? Is this explaining why I am the way I am? Am I finding, is that what this is going on? I've eaten crayons in my life only like once, and it was like a single bite. You're a 90s kid, so no. Why would you have scented markers? I guess they're just kind of neat, I suppose. What in the America? Look, how else am I gonna get my microplastics if I can't sniff them from the marker directly, stored the shit out of some markers, but you never had the freak desire to eat one. Well, I didn't want to eat it. I just wanted to like taste it a little bit, you know, just a little taste. Kind of like when you have a little bit of gum, right? You take a stick of, you know, you have a stick of gum, you get a little taste for a little bit, and then you spit it out because it loses the taste, right? Kind of like that, but with like a scented marker. And also, I was like 4 years old, okay? I was very, very tiny. This is not something I did like last week, okay? This is I would not do this now. This was in the past. Yeah, only once? Yeah, only once. It's like getting your mouth washed out with soap as a kid for like, as a punishment, because it's a really crappy taste, so you don't want to, so you try to avoid the punishment again by not getting, so you don't get, you know, so you don't get, you act good, because getting your mouth washed out with soap tastes really bad, so then you don't do the thing again. It's very effective. It worked on me. You did. I did not do it today. All I had today were some sandwiches. What did I? Yeah, and then I did have a little bit of pancakes. I had, what do you call it? I have like the microwavable pancakes, so I just had some of those as like a quick snack. Because they're very quick to make and they're quite tasty. Which also, actually, microwavable pancakes, another thing you want to put on paper towel, because here's the thing about really just any microwavable food. If you're going to put it on a plate and then microwave it, you want to put it on a paper towel first. Because what's going to happen is all like the little crystals that form, is that like when they get melted in the microwave, they form just like a little small like film of like pool that's between your plate and the food, and it's just disgusting. So you want it to be absorbed by the paper towel, and then your food will just be regular soggy instead of extra soggy. That doesn't work anymore. All the soap is scented too, and you know some freaks just want to stick it in their mouth and eat it. I mean, I'm sure there's like a My Strange Addiction episode where someone ate like soap. I mean, didn't they have a guy who literally ate like an airplane? I can 100% see. Use a plate, not a paper towel. Well, no, it's a paper towel on top of a plate, right? It's the plate is there for structure, and then the paper towel is just there to sop up the water. I'm not just having stuff on paper towels. It's plates, paper towel, food in that order. It's like plate on the bottom, paper towel in the middle, food on top. Yeah? It's the best way to create your microwave food, so that way you avoid the like wetness of the microwave defrosting, but you get the structure and certainty of a plate holding your food. It makes perfect sense. You guys just gotta trust me on this one, alright? I may not know much, but I know microwavable food, alright? That's how I made it through college. Alright, you should probably get to the actual game. Should probably get to the actual game, Alright. Oh, that's a lot of people we gotta kill. I mean, survive. You had ramen a lot. I did a decent amount of ramen. Although I was more... Actually, what I think I did probably the most was I would go and I'd make burritos. Because I'd buy like a bunch of skirt steak, and then I'd make like, I just prepare it all at once and just make like probably like a week's worth of burritos, like 10 or 12 at a time. Just freeze them, and then throughout the week, whenever I got hungry, I'd just go open it up, pop it in like the oven for like 5-10 minutes, and then eat that. And that worked pretty well, because skirt steak it's not too expensive of a cut of meat, and I could usually, and the Publix near me had it relatively cheap, so it was nice. We just talked about eating paper towels. You zone out for 5 minutes to skip the paper towel eating talk. Well, we stopped talking about it, and then I kind of brought it back again because I got reminded of it. We're still on paper towel eating. Well, we're off it now. Now that we're here for gameplay, you're going to eat. Have a good night, Flobman. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a good rest. Have a good rest. Alright. So who do we want to kill and who do we want to live? Alright. Oof. This is not going to be good. Department mourns as a young police officer is shot in a shootout between police and criminals. Fantasy debut wins prize for worst prose of the century. You know, he did make Lord of the Rings 2. Unfortunately, it just sucked, I guess. Aspiring musician killed at a violent shootout. Local thug stabbed in gang-related incident. Slums finally at rest after gang conflict ends through assassination of crime boss and close associates. Body of local sinner found in a cave crushed under a pile of loot. Alright, at least the sinner guy had a happy end. He was literally crushed by his horde. He got Scrooge McDucked, so I think that's fine. Chauffeur dies as their vehicle gets rammed off-road. Well, that's just ironic. Crypt of Decay cancel tour after sudden death of their manager. I mean, they're probably gonna cancel. I mean, what about the guy who's just living La Vida not so loca? The guy who's just living life. Is his life gonna get better? I hope so. Certainly hope so. Alright, let's see what we gotta do today. Alright. See if we can clean up the mess from yesterday. That might just give you the boost you need. Do not forget, you may leave troubles behind, but new ones always lie ahead. Quota for the day. 2 humans have to die. Spare anyone who seemed to be helpful against the troubles. Keep vigilant. Okay, well, Fate, if you didn't want me to have so much troubles yesterday, maybe you shouldn't have told me to kill 6 people, huh? This seems like you're passing your problems onto yours truly. No, that's why we let him live. It can only get worse, that guy. Well, that's why you let him live. I think it could get better for him. 89 is just the start of your life. If you live to 80, you know, if you live to 189, then you're not even at the halfway point yet. And who knows with the medical advances in this world. I guess and who knows, if I just keep hitting live on him, he'll just live forever. I'm gonna be his, like, guardian Grim Reaper, I guess. Kind of like that guy from, the Sandman, who's the guy who's like, I will never die, so Death is like, okay, then you'll just never die. And so Death just never decides to kill him, and he's just living life. He lives a really shit life, but he loves it all the same. That's kind of what I'm doing. Forced to suffer eternally? Suffer is a strong word. Unoptimal living situation is, I think, much kinder to our PR department. Alright, we have Bruno Griffiths. Bruno is a mercenary, always ready to work for the highest bidder. They're currently stationed at Ferrodin with a government contract providing security services. They act tough and gung-ho to cover up the fact that they haven't been trained to properly act in a combat zone. Well, that's not good for Griffins. Alright, Nora Sophia Eto'o. 39 and a white-collar criminal. Nora turned to regular embezzlement after their multi-level marketing scheme failed. The beauty products and cognitive enhancers were not just selling. All this to pay off their mortgage and to keep their child in decent school. Nora films claymation shorts in their spare time. MLM detected. Sorry. Straight into... This is my pile of people we could probably kill. Force is always the solution. Spare the mercenary. We can try and keep him around. I'm just worried if he's gonna make things worse because he's not properly trained. Alright. Ami Porin Podge. Age 35, poacher. Ami is a gifted hunter, has recently found a way to make a decent living with this skill. They hunt the elusive mountain cats for their fangs, which are thought to cure a multitude of health problems. I mean, they might be useful. I'll put them over here in the potentially useful category. I think poacher could be useful. Pilar Izzy Gomez, age 34, activist. Pilar believes that anyone not carrying a gun everywhere is practically naked and openly begging to get assaulted. Any politician daring to implement a stricter gun policy starts getting death threats from Pilar, which has greatly reduced the number of regulations. So she's not a politician though, because I know you guys really hated the politician last time. Although if the activist trait has taught me anything in Terra Invicta, it's not that good. Alright, the activist trait in Terra Invicta, or I guess activist background, I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, they can do persuasion stuff, but once you get past, like, the first 5 years and start needing them to do command, they just suffer, and it's very sad. Alright, Antoniani Gramali, age 31, game developer. Antoniani is known for making experimental games and genre-blending art pieces. Lately, they've experimented with pain-based control schemes, facial feature-based difficulty levels, psychedelic imagery, and incredibly addicting game mechanics. They're one small nudge away from making it big. Oh, this is gonna be the guy. This is the guy who made it so Candy Crush was, like, addicting to our grandparents. This is the guy who made Candy Crush so addicting. My grandma, unironically, on I think level 800 something of Candy Crush, and this guy's the reason for it. Alright, well that's gonna get you in the kill pile, buddy. And then Rashida Mateus, age 37, diplomat. Rashida is a representative from Carthenia, a nation recovering from a major economic crash, in Cosmopolis City for a state visit. They've come to negotiate a mutually beneficial agreement. As they were being driven to City Hall, their vehicle was attacked by would-be assassins and rammed off the road. Oh, so our driver was driving her. Well, I feel like it'd be kind of bad if we killed her after we already killed our driver. Alright, so... We only need to kill 2 people, and we should spare anyone who we think can be helpful, but also, that's from my quota. If you guys want to be mean and ignore quota, go for it. So let's start with the poacher. How do we feel about the poacher? He wasn't wrong about the workplace. He weren't wrong. It did end up being a workplace accident. It just unfortunately turned out to be a little bit more of a hazardous workplace than we thought. Alright, Ami is a gifted hunter who recently found a way to make a living with their skill. They hunt the elusive mountain cats with their fangs, which are thought to cure a multitude of health problems. We have 1 die and 1 spare. They remind you of Arnie? Like, the guy... No, I'm thinking... I was about to say Arnie, like the guy from Tintin, referring to Tintin, the guy who the series is named after. Wait, Arnie from like... No, I'm thinking Archie. What is Arnie from, out of curiosity? I'm afraid I don't know that one, Ladle. Alright, it looks like the poacher's gonna die here. They, I guess they can kill stuff, but maybe not Arnold. I guess I can see it. I guess. They look like feminine Arnold Schwarzenegger. I guess I can kind of see it. Like the long hair looks kind of like the body, the very like broad face with like the long. I could see Arnold like rapping this in like an 80s movie. Femboy Arnold. I don't know if the world is ready for Femboy Arnold, so unfortunately they must die. All right, well that's 1 death. Next, we have Rashida Mateos, a diplomat who managed to survive the car crash that killed her driver. I think she could do good. I think we try to keep her alive. Oh, and instant death. Oh, because she's a politician. That's right. You guys, I forgot you guys always insta-kill politicians. Double kill? Politician. Oh, no. Guys, something tells me the troubles will continue. Yeah, that's unanimous as well. Oh no. Well, I suppose, maybe a diplomat that's less prone to getting run off the road by assassins would be better for our city. Maybe that's, what we would want to do? I guess. I mean, look, if you're so bad that you can't even survive, that you can barely survive a single assassination attempt, then do I really want you in charge of my politician stuff? She's a part of... Oh, no. Look, I'm sure those assassins had very legitimate reasons to target her, okay? I'm sure they had very legitimate reasons, and we should probably let them make sure that those are made relevant. So it looks like they gotta die. Alright. Let's go to Pilar Izzy Gomez. An activist... Pilar believes that anyone not carrying a gun everywhere is practically naked and begging to get assaulted. Any politician daring to implement stricter gun policy starts getting death threats from Pilar, which has greatly reduced the number of regulations. I will also say, we have hit quota. We have hit quota. If we kill another person, then we will have, in fact, gone against quota. Crashing her economy, crashing her car, she's a wreck. Honestly, yeah. First the economy, now a car. It's only fitting she dies at a wreck, I suppose. Those assassins were because the shareholders were disappointed. Oh, I see. So it was more of a corporate thing. Well, even I am not above corporate bribery. I mean, lobbying. She thinks about people being naked. Freak. Wants her number. I see. We have 2 different schools of thought here. Alright, well, it looks like Pilar here is gonna get to live. Alright. Well, we haven't broken quota yet, so that's good for me. Let's see who else we got. We have the mercenary. Let's see how we feel about Bruno. Bruno is a mercenary, always ready to work for the highest bidder. They're currently stationed at Faradin with a government contract providing security services. They act tough and gung-ho to properly cover up the fact that they haven't been trained to act in a combat zone. Spare. Yeah, I feel like... I mean... This guy could either go really well or really bad. We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno and how all of his training has been in the theoretical sense. He has a theoretical... He doesn't have a theoretical mercenary degree. He has a theoretical degree in mercenary services. Nothing wrong with a bit of mercenary work. You know, what's the best way to learn? On the job. That's why I never fully train my troops on Hearts of Iron and let them face the enemy as recruits. And how's that been working out for me? I've only failed my Mapuche run like 7 times. Honestly, part of me, it's like... I'll probably put up a poll in Discord, because I feel like I could do it this time. I feel like I can do a Mapuche run. I feel like next time's the charm, but also I don't want to force you guys to watch it for, I think the 5th time. So I'll do a poll for if we want to do that again for next Hearts of Iron. Otherwise, we'll do something else. All right. Now we have Nora Sofia et al., age 39, a white-collar criminal. Nora turned to regular embezzlement after their multi-level marketing scheme failed. You know, I think this is impressive in its own right. It's pretty hard to fail as a multi-level marketing because multi-level marketing schemes are prevalent everywhere. Actually, okay. MLM cringe? Yeah, all right, let's start it. Actually, I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm pissed. Actually, I had someone reach out, when I was searching for a job a few months ago, I had someone reach out over LinkedIn and they were like, hey, I saw your profile. I think your skills would really fit. I work in like, I forget what they called it. They called it like social media analytics, I think is what they called it. And they're like, hey, I see, you have computer science. We think that could be like really helpful in like, learning like analytics and like, being able to like better connect with customers. Do you want to have an interview? And I was like, yeah, great. That sounds awesome. That sounds great. So I go and I like schedule an interview with the guy and I prep for the interview. And then I go to the interview and I'm like, and we just start talking back and forth and we just like, first few minutes, we're just kind of, exchanging pleasantries and whatnot. And then the guy looks at me and he says, so have you ever thought of being an entrepreneur? And I am like, completely taken out of left field. Yeah, looks like she's on the die. I'm completely taken out of left field because I'm here for an analyst job, right? That's what I'm interviewing here for. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe, he's just making small talk still. So I just tell him like, not really, I'm still very young. I want to get some proper, career experience first. And he's like, well, what if we invested in you? And I'm like, what do you mean we invested in you? And he's like, well, what my company does is we find people and we like invest in them so that they can become our entrepreneurs and grow into like, their best selves. And then we take like equity in your company that you create. And I'm very confused at this point because I'm like, I asked him like, I'm here for like the social media analyst job. Like, that's different. He's like, oh, no, that would be a part of it. That could be like what your business is. You could be like a social media analyst business. And I'm like, I'm very confused at this point because I'm like, so like, would I be are you just trying to like say I'm a fancy contractor? Like, would I just be on like a W-2? Is that what you mean? He's like, no, you'd be like your own entrepreneur. Yeah, I know. Like, thanks for wasting my time. I'm like, so he's like, he literally asked me like, he literally said like, you don't want to be in a boring office job, do you? And I told him like, no, I kind of do. I'm still very new to the industry. I've only recently graduated. I probably like to get a little bit of boring office job experience, And then I was nice about it. I told him, I think what you're looking for and I'm looking for are different. It was a pleasure reading you. Thanks for reaching out. And then at the end, he was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. But like, do you mind if I like send you a link to some of the products that like our company like invest in so you can like, see them and maybe, if you get interested later down the line, you can reach back out. And I'm like, sure, why not? Because I'm like, sure, why not? I just want to get out of this call as fast as possible. And then he goes and sends me a link and it's to Amway, which is like a major MLM. And I was like, man, I wasted all that time. I put on a suit and everything for that Zoom interview. I even wore like the full suit. They can only see from the chest up, but like, what if I had to like get up and get something, I don't want to be caught with my literal pants down in the interview. Wear a whole suit and then I just got pitched a multi-level marketing scheme. And I felt bad. I honestly felt bad because the guy was like, yeah, I do, I work as like a manager at this place. I'm currently doing this thing as like a part-time job. And then I'm hoping like over the next year or so, I can make this like full-time and really move away from it. Like, he seemed like a genuinely nice dude. And it seemed like he was just kind of getting screwed himself. So I don't know. Part of me wants to reach back out to him, even though it's been like 6 months, and just be like, hey, dude, you're in like a scam. Try to leave. But also, I don't care that much. I do feel bad, but it's like, I don't know. I'm sure he's heard it all before, and I feel like it'd be a lot of trouble. If you go to someone who's in like a cult or a scam and tell them, hey, you're in a scam, they're not going to take that kindly, right? You have a similar experience? I'm sorry to hear that, Winchester. It's... they're out here. They're trying to sell all their crap. Like, at least when I was a kid and did that, it was for, like, the school, like, magazine fair or something, right? Like, I'd sell, like, a magazine subscription for, like, National Geographic. And at least then I got, like, National Geographic out of it, right? But for multi-level marketing, it's just, ugh, it's gross and stupid. EA shareholders decide that indie developers will not be allowed to succeed. No, they're not that big yet. They're not that big yet. Everyone wants to believe their choices are correct. Yeah, exactly. It's like... part of me is, it's like, you know, because I mean, I've seen news stories of people who like get into like 10, 20K in debt for multi-level marketing teams, and then they're just, you know, stuck holding it. And it's like, he seemed like a nice dude. I don't want him to get stuck with that kind of debt, but you know, I don't really think that, especially coming from me, a stranger that just turned him down, I highly doubt he would take that to heart. Oh, for Antoniani? Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he will probably get put down. Wait, did we vote for Antoniani? I forget. Did we vote for him? I think this was for the previous person. Someone was trying to tell you that you're able to make money by traveling, but to do so, you had to spend money on a plane ticket or cruise ticket, which you mentioned that takes money, so you're trying to get by applying for this job, so no thanks. Yeah, it's like, oh, I need to travel. It's like, oh, you can make money for this job if you travel. It's like, okay, cool. So you like reimburse me for like traveling. It's like, no. You pay for everything on your own. You get to the place and then you sell our products for us, and then we take a cut of the profit. It's like, so what are you doing? What are you doing in this entire thing? Because it seems like I'm paying the money to travel, to go on location, to set up a booth, to sell the products. Most of them you have to buy the product ahead of time, so I'm already buying the products from you. It's like, why do you get a cut? Just for existing, I guess? They're all a scam. But yeah, alright, let's do this again, because I'm pretty sure that was for the last person. I apologize if I'm gonna make you redo this, but Antoniani, our very cool game developer friend here, they will either live or they will die. Considering it says he's experimenting with pain-based control schemes, I don't know if I like the sound of that, actually. A die, and a spare. Interesting. I think it'd be cool to keep him around. I mean, I don't care about Quota anymore. We've already failed Quota. I'm just wondering, it's like, pain-based control schemes, that could go either way. That could be like, his games show people like the pain they cause to others, and then he's like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't like be mean to others because now I can experience this pain through a video game and it's relatable. Or it might just be like a lot of people get hit with a lot of people are playing Helldivers 2, and then when they don't get far enough away from the hell bomb, their sinuses just get like smacked with like I don't know, a control pad or something. But EA shareholders need their slip. That is true. EA shareholders do need their cut. So unfortunately, as is common on this channel, we cave to shareholders. You will die. There we go. And that is everyone. So we, actually, we did not meet Quota. It's kind of funny, because I think a lot of times in this game, you're supposed to fail Quota by letting too many people live, but instead we're failing Quota because we keep killing too many people. Oh, the bar's open. Let's go to the bar. Yes. Oh, that's cool. Crow Patrol Fallen Murders. I like that. That's cute. Wait, Grim Day, that's so cute. And it's got instead of the grenade, it's got the skull there. Oh, that's really cute. I like that. Gus Ring. No, he still has half his face. So I'd say no. Quartermaster Mortimer's Plunder Emporium. Meet your fate. Thinking with mortals, fate is. I'm trying to think what this is from. Crow Patrol Fallen Murder. Like, I'm pretty sure all of these are like references. Crow Patrol Fallen Murders. What could that be from? You love the Grim Day. Yeah, Grim Day is great. Snow Patrol? What is Snow Patrol? Is that a movie? Or is that an album? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with it. Snow Patrol poster? I'm finding a bunch of albums and then also a bunch of movies. So it could be either way, I guess. It's a band. Oh, cool. And And then Thinking with Mortals, Fate is a Lie. That's, you know, that's a pretty bold thing to name your album when you are literally, when your boss is a literal fate. Thinking with Mortals. I wonder. I mean, I'm assuming the lemon there is a reference, a flaming lemon. I'm not sure what that one is either. I'll have to look it up afterwards. That's cool though. I always like it when games put stuff in. Snow Patrol, Fallen Empires. What kind of band is it, out of curiosity? Is it like a rock or pop? Probably not pop. That's a very heavy name for like a pop band. I'll have to check it out though. I genuinely, I find a lot of the music I really like, I find from like random like cameos in like video games or like movies and stuff. I guess because those are usually songs that people like really enjoy themselves. So I don't know. I guess because it's like a song someone else really enjoys, maybe I end up enjoying it better in a weird way. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's a little bit alt kind of indie. Ooh, that's what I like though. That's what I like. All right, let's check out this fella. How are you doing, pal? What are you doing here, odd plants?
What do you think? Having a nice, relaxing drink?
Hold on, are you from the plant department? Actually, that's a good point. I forgot about the plant department. Probably know the song Chasing Cars. Oh, I know Chasing Cars. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that.
About the plant department?
Wait. Am I not supposed to know about the plant department?
No one is supposed to know about the plant department.
But you're a plant. How would I not know about the plant department?
Forget what you heard, Sonny. No such thing anywhere.
Nah, you can tell me. You can tell me.
Ain't nothing to tell.
Really?
We deny everything.
I don't believe you.
Not gonna lose any sleep over that, Sonny.
Alright, do we be a little... I think we'd be a little tsundere. I think we'd be a little tsundere. Fine. I didn't want to know anyway.
Never will. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, sure I won't. I'll find out your secrets. Don't worry, pal.
It's not really that big of a deal anyway.
Alright.
Sonny, it's just a regular department. Not even that big. But it's very busy.
I feel like this is a dumb question, but I'm guessing it's because there's a lot of plants.
What do you think? It's a department for managing plant life. There are a lot of plants.
Yeah.
A lot. More than humans.
Actually,
Plants everywhere.
I have a question. Thinking about this, like every single blade of grass, right? If you have, like, say you lay out like a square foot of sod. Every single blade of grass on that, is each individual blade I guess each individual blade of grass is its own plant, right? It's not like part of like a larger grass organism. They are just all considered one individual grass. I know their roots and stuff probably entangle, but individually they're all still their own thing. So I guess like every time a lawnmower goes on, this guy has to do overtime. Well, yeah, probably. And geez, every time like the fall comes, this has got to be terrible for this guy. How's it going, Yakuma? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. Time to de-stress in a chatter stream. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're having a good day. Just went out and disturbed a quail nest and your mom was out there crying out you had to bring one of the little quails back to the nest. Oh no. I hope the quail's alright. I hope aside from that you're doing good though. Or every time a wheat field is harvested. Yeah, exactly. Like the harvest season and the spring has to be terrible for this department because everything is dying. Out of curiosity, Akuma, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of dog do you have? Is it like a big old dog or a small dog? One day, I think it'd be really cool to have a Commodore. That's what our little dog here, what the little Woof mascot is, you guys, and next to me is. But probably one without the tentacles, so it's because I don't think those have tentacles in real life. Pretty sure. They seem fun besides the mama quail being about as stressed as you. Also, a good old white Labrador. Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. Labradors are such friendly dogs. My best friend had one growing up, and every time I went over, he was just this big old dog, and he would just run at you and like tackle you, which is really fun when I was like, 6 or 7, and the dog was like 80 or 90 pounds because it was just bigger than me. They're a troublemaker. I mean, all dogs are kind of troublemakers in their own way. That's what makes them fun. I feel like dog troublemaking is a lot better than like cat troublemaking. I don't know. I've never had a cat, but from my friends that have cats, they'll be like, oh yeah, my cat got up to like some mischief. He just like broke all my plates. Meanwhile, dog troublemaker is like, oh, he just ran around the yard a little bit when I didn't want him to. Loves getting anything they can in their mouth, rocks, edible, laundry. Oh no. Oh, that's actually a bit rough. My dog used to do the same thing. They would, it's like they would go and if anything fell on the floor, especially in the kitchen, not if it was like, I want to point out, not if like food from the kitchen fell on the floor, but if just anything in the kitchen fell on the floor, like, I don't know, say like I dropped like a wrapper or something before putting it on the trash on accident, they would try and eat like the wrapper because they would just knew kitchen equals food. So on floor and kitchen equals food. It was very fun. It was very cute. You're hoping they didn't eat one of the babies or something? You don't know if there was more than 2 babies you found while looking around? Probably not. I think, at least, I doubt it. I don't think Labradors are supposed to be like hunting dogs, so they're probably just excited like, ooh, new thing, you know? Used to have a smaller dog that freaked out over some guys coming and taking our washing machine out and installing a new one. They were taking our washing machine. Were they supposed to take the washing machine though? I mean... Wait, do you mean they were scared of the guys or they were scared of the washing machine, Ladle? I thought you were saying they were scared of the guys, but if your dog just saw the washing machine, the dog. Okay. Was upset at the machine. I thought they were just upset because it's like new people, but they were upset that their machine was being taken from them. That is weird. Like, I've seen dogs get territorial over stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen one get territorial over a washing machine. Did they at least like the new washing machine? Counterpoint, the problem is the thing you mentioned about how your lab loves to eat literally anything. Oh, that is true. I guess when I think anything, I think of all the fun stuff, not the less fun baby quail. It was never the same. Ah, no. Oh, that's unfortunate. The new washing machine, it may not be as cool, but I'm sure your dog can bond with it just as much. No, you want to know what the real troublemaker of a pet is? My parents, they own an African gray parrot. They've had it for a while, so back when I lived with them, I lived with the African gray parrot. And that is the biggest troublemaker of a pet I've ever seen. Because, one, African Greys are smart. They're as smart as like a 3 or 4-year-old, right? And not only that, at least the one my parents had, loved to destroy stuff. If it was a book, they would go and they tear it all to pieces. If it was a bookshelf, really just any, like a bookshelf or any kind of molding on the wall, they would go and bite and tear it to pieces. They still do. They still try to do that. We basically just got like an old office and that's just his room now. So he can like bite and, bite the walls and everything in there. And it's just his. We'll repair it eventually when he dies in like 40 years, because also it turns out parrots live a very long time. Definitely had to fight with her and pull out a few socks from her throat. Oh no. That's kind of cute though. I saw a video the other day. It was actually of a bearded dragon that, it's like I don't remember what it was. It was like, I think it was a dog toy that their owner was using to play with the bearded dragon. And then it ended up swallowing the whole dog toy. So they had to like pull it out of its throat. And it was like just like, I don't know, average bearded dragon. So maybe like 12 to 18 inches long. And the dog toy itself was probably a solid like 7 or 8 inches. So this thing was taking up, 2/3 of this bearded dragon's body mass. It did not look happy, but afterwards it looked pretty happy. I would also be very happy if I had 2/3 the size of me pulled out of me. That would be rough. Your dog never bit, ate, destroyed anything from the washing machine. She just grabbed a sock and paraded around. Miss her. I'm sure that she's living her best afterlife. Yes, that's the way to phrase it. Grab a sock and parade it around. My other dog used to do that. He'd grab my stuff and then he'd just run around with it to try and get me to play with him. I mean, it worked because then I'd play with him. But I can't say that it didn't work, but I always found it really cute. But yeah, the plants. All right. You were pulling my leg before, right?
We're real tired of folks asking about the plant department.
I mean, I think it's a cool department.
That's why we visit the den on Sundays. Lowers the chance of...
Was thinking about you getting a place you just like to hold socks? Oh, really? That's kind of cool. Out of curiosity, did you ever try putting socks on her? Because I know for our dogs, we sometimes during the winter it'd get really cold, so we got like these like doggy socks, I guess, that they could like wear on their paws, so like they could like walk around outside like in like the wet and cold and not, you know, get their paws like hurt. But they hated those, which, you know, fair enough. I think paws are already probably conditioned enough to be able to walk out in the cold. But I wonder maybe if she liked socks, she would like wearing them as well. That's an American thing. I don't even think that'd be I don't think that's an American. I don't think that's an American thing. I've never seen anyone who actually did that often. It was like a one-time try, like, oh, maybe they prefer this, and then we learned very quickly they did not. All right, we're gonna say Fate gave us the indict. It was interesting.
Sonny, we'd wager Fate's just messing with you.
I mean, he does do that.
Anything else, seeing as we're now deep in the soil of inquiry?
I don't think... I guess that's a pun, technically? Or maybe it's wordplay. I guess not all wordplay is a pun, but all puns are wordplay. Still, I like that. That's very cute. It's a very cute way of phrasing it. So, what's your name?
Me? I'm Herbert.
Nice to meet you, Herbert.
You know, sort of like a herb.
Wait, it's like a herb!
A herb.
Wait, I didn't get it until he explained it. That's so good! Oh, I like that. Oh, wait, I really like that. Seems like 70% of the time you see a dressed up dog, it's a photo out of Korea. Yeah, it seems like I guess I only really see dressed up dogs like online, but that's also because most people would probably be like, oh, look at my cute dog I dressed up, and then post them online. In real life, I don't think I've ever seen anyone dress up their dog. The only dressed up I've ever seen a dog would be like them wearing a sweater. We actually had our small dog. We did get her a sweater, and she quite liked it just because sometimes it gets very, very cold down here in the winter. And her fur just wasn't thick enough for it, or at least back where I used to live. It would get very, very cold for her. So we got her like a little sweater for those occasions, and she didn't mind that. You know, if the mom might have been the nest at this point, she's kind of just on the wall looking around. She's probably just waiting for it to get like darker, and then but darker or less chaotic, and then she'll go in. Because I'm pretty sure it is a myth, right? Where it's like birds will like not go to other birds if they like get touched by people because they can smell them. I'm pretty sure that's not real. Pretty sure that's a myth. All right. Who are you yeah, who was this guy exactly?
I've always been Herbert. And the green fella holding me up.
Oh, I thought the whole thing was you.
That's my pal, Tim. Tim's a real.
Okay, so Herbert is the skull, Tim is the plant. Okay.
Say hello, Tim.
She went back down. You think whichever locals are left will make it through the night? I'm sure they'll be fine.
Hello, Tim.
All right, is there really nothing unusual at the plant department?
See, you got a keen mind, so we'll let you in on a secret.
I don't think there's gonna be a secret. I think he's messing with me.
But you didn't hear this from us. Gotta promise you won't spill a bean.
I promise.
If at some point you break your word, beware.
Oh, this is threatening. This might be a big secret. What am I about to learn? Some very secretive information. They just hatched so that the mom didn't come back. You would have had to call like a AV rehab center or something to pick them up. Oh yeah. I mean, if they're still there in the morning, then you could probably just call like an avian rehab. But I think the mom will probably be like is probably just a little skittish because they just hatched.
And these roots can rip the skull off a skeleton in an instant. Snap.
That's pretty scary, yeah.
Absolutely. Splinty
I mean, those are some pretty thick roots right there. I could see them ripping into me.
So listen closely.
I'm listening, I'm listening.
We're secretly developing technologies that would make all plant matter in the world toxic to humanity.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's yanking my chain here. There's no way he'd do that.
No. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously super serious, yeah. Great, just great. Alright, I'll catch you later, pal.
In this lifetime, Sonny.
I mean, we're already dead, so I think it's probably fine. Alright, let's talk to Gus. Gus looks friendly enough. Well, I mean, they have that haunted Victorian child stare, but I'm sure it's good. Do we do the I feel like saying boo to a ghost is insensitive, right? That feels a little rude. Let's just say hi.
What do you want?
I'm a new Grim, number 19. What's up?
A fresh-faced lemon head. Exactly what I wanted to see today.
You know, I think he's being a little sarcastic, if I'm being honest.
Hey now, Gus, play nice.
Well, seems I'm stuck with you now.
I'm guessing that was the other person to the left here. Okay. What do you do here,
I'm
pal?
the janitor. I clean up the damn mess you make.
What do you mean?
Liquor, spirits, booze, firewater, rock cut. You're after something.
I mean, I haven't made any mess. I'm quite nice.
In the mirror, or thought about the clientele of this place? Where do you think the drink goes? None of you have.
Oh.
Soon falls through the rib cage straight to the floor.
I didn't think about that
All
actually.
we ever do. Always
I guess if we are drinking, it does go right through us. It's more of a performative thing than anything else.
or could be at least a little more considerate.
I appreciate you.
Gee, thanks.
Oh wait, I don't think that was sarcastic.
Something else you wanted?
What can you tell me about the barkeep?
Very. They're hella cool.
Cool.
Why, thank you. You're nothing but a sweetheart, ain't you?
So the barkeep is the demon on the left that I haven't talked to yet.
Shucks. You're the only one who truly treats Gus with respect.
So how do you clean things if you don't have anything?
Round and I possess stuff and make the stuff float into the trash bin.
Okay.
Like dust, for example. One dust particle at a time. Or the drinks.
Yeah, that does sound like really inefficient. What if you just like, I don't know, took control of a mop and then possessed the mop to mop? That'd be like way faster, wouldn't it be?
You could use a bit of modernization, yeah.
And it's like you're wearing like a suit and well, it's kind of like a conductor's uniform. Like you've been around, I don't know, probably like the 1920s. I think they probably had a mop back in the 1920s, I would imagine. So this isn't like unheard of technology. Like when was the mop invented? When was the mop invented? Like it's pretty darn old, I imagine. Like they had it. Okay, well it was first patented in 1893, but like I mean the idea of just like a shaft with a bunch of stringy cloth bits that you put in water and then move around to clean stuff, I imagine has been around for a long, long time. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the idea of a mop has been around for a while, so, like, you obviously know what a mop and a bucket of water is. You're modern enough for that, pal. Why don't you use that?
As if the highest management ever gave any thought to us lowly drones. We're all nameless custodians and spawns to...
Oh, I guess it's not in the budget, huh? I've got a name.
Do you really? Or are you just another number in a long line of numbers, hmm?
Hey, what's wrong with having numbers at the end of your name, huh? You got something to say about that, Gus?
Something else you wanted?
Alright, who were you before you died? I'm gonna ask you a personal question, because you were quite rude to me just now.
What's that supposed to mean?
Are you the ghost of a Oh wait, did we kill him?
Why does everyone think ghosts are dead humans?
I don't know, prejudice.
Maybe folks should get over...
I mean, you look pretty human-like.
No, ghosts aren't mere residue.
Okay. You're beings unto yourselves. The mama quail's being dumb now, trying to nest on the ground where the baby was that you moved. Oh, at least she's still looking for it. I'm sure she'll figure it out. I'd say the big thing is that, you know, as mean as it kind of is, you might just have to let nature take its course a little bit. Either she'll figure it out, or she won't, you know?
I am the ghost of a ghost.
Wait. Does that mean you're practically immortal?
I figure you'd first have to be alive to count as immortal.
So you're already dead! If you're already dead,
It's a bit more complicated.
then how are you but...
Honestly, I ain't got
Oh, wait. So a ghost is a living being. Or a ghost is a living being that just exists as like a spirit. Then that spirit died, that floaty ethereal creature died, and then left a residue behind. You are the residue of that residue, which created a ghost. So ghosts, there are human ghosts, which are residues of humans left over, and that could also be called a ghost, but that is a ghost of a human. But ghost also exists as a separate classification of just ethereal being, which is what you are a leftover residue of. I think I get it. You also want a bunch of frozen death quail babies in your garden because they nest. Oh, they're in the garden. Oh no.
Something else you want?
It'll probably be fine. I think it'll be fine. All right, bye. Nice talking to you.
I'm going to get back to work anyway.
All right. Final. Okay, so I can't re-talk to them. Final one to talk to. I think this is Sari.
Whoa. Hello there. I'm Sari, and I welcome you
With your
to-
lab? Wait, what's a lab?
Paris's den, the finest.
Like, oh, like your dog. I don't know why I thought you meant like a science lab. I was very confused. Like, why would you have a science lab? That doesn't make sense. All right. Sari, Cerberus Den, very cool.
Sure as heck haven't seen you before. You must be brand new.
You know, Siri, I will say, if you open more than once a week, you'd probably get more patrons.
Just
And it's like, what else are you gonna do, right? I mean, we're all kind of just stuck in this building. No, yeah, you're good, you're good. All right, vintage is, I think she's saying I'm cool, right?
So, are you liking existence thus far?
Lots of tedious paperwork so far.
Don't I know it. Administrative bureaucracy just can't be escaped. I'll always find you. Eventually.
Oh, so this is like a part-time gig, I guess. I guess that's fair that she's only opens it once a week then.
That's why you figure out the small cracks in the system you can manipulate.
Ooh, what did you do? Like tax evasion?
Okay, newbie, before we continue, I got this little game I play with every fresh-faced patron. It's real simple.
Okay.
All you gotta do is answer a series of questions, and I'll craft a personalized drink inspired by what you said. It's like a
Well, we're
quiz.
definitely in hell because we're having to take a BuzzFeed quiz. I sure do love quizzes, though.
The gist. I'll describe some sort of an odd situation, and you answer how you react. And
All
there's
right.
only
I can do 4 questions. I can do 4.
Someone else do it. Here we go. Prepare for question number 1.
Question number 1.
After being tasked with creating a computer game about dating monstrous eldritch gods, you've come up with several characters.
I wonder what this could be referring to, out of curiosity.
Which of the possible god beings is clearly the hottest and most dateable of the lot?
Actually, no, I was thinking this refers to Monster Prom, not necessarily. This is specifically Eldritch Gods, so not just monsters, but Eldritch Gods. Let's see. I'm where's my, what do you call it? My OTP Yog Soloth. I think that's what they're called. Alright, so we have Ab Niparath. Oh, that is my fire alarm. Let me go make sure that my house isn't burning down. I am back, sorry about that. It was just, I don't know why, the fire alarm just went off for some reason. But it's off now, so we're good. House is on fire. House is not on fire, it just went off. And welcome in, Maple. Hope you're doing good. Welcome, welcome in. We are doing a little bit of a, well, unfortunately, we're in the middle of a BuzzFeed quiz right now. So we're gonna have to go and answer which of the Eldritch Gods do we think is the most dateable. Right now, who would I say? We have Ab Niparath, mostly Ab, so with a gorgeous blonde mane. Azut Hoth, the blind idiot god, at least they're fuzzy. Ugo Sultha, a grotesque tree with a warm heart. Jubaflex, one arm, eternal flexing. Nameless Misty, ethereal beauty, if a bit translucent. And Wolfram, half wolf, half ram, half tank. Well, that's too many halves, so I think this guy is out. Ethereal beauty, if a bit translucent. I mean, they can't just be named. They can't be nameless, though. They've got to have a name, or else I don't know what to call them, so you're out. Al Nipperath, mostly abs, and with a gorgeous blonde mane. That sounds pretty cool, I will say. So far, you're still in the running. As a Hoff, the blind idiot god, at least they're fuzzy. I'm afraid I don't get the pun here, so you're out. Ugo Sulfa, a grotesque tree with a warm heart. Well, that's very kind. I once fell out of a tree when I was like 10 and it kind of hurt, so you're out. Jubaflex, one arm, eternal flexing. I do like eternal flexing. So I think we're gonna I think we're gonna go with this. Eternal flexing.
Time for question number 2.
Question number 2.
Stroll around the local forest. You happen upon an unfamiliar animal. Their leg is trapped in a devious trap and is bleeding profusely.
Oh no.
The beast will likely not survive for long. How will you react?
Oh, I can't save it. Berate the animal for being dumb and getting trapped. Don't interfere in the natural order of things. Draw your scythe and swiftly slay the beast. I mean, it sounds kind of bad, but like, I don't think I'm supposed to interfere if I don't get like paid for it or like told to. So I think I just have to not interfere. Plus, then I'd just probably be creating paperwork for someone else. Eat the animal. I can't eat the animal, unfortunately. That wasn't an option.
Before you lies a table teeming with plants.
Ooh, but we get to eat a plant. That's, you know, plants are like animals, but a vegetable. So like, we're kind of doing that now, Maple.
What kind of plant would you prefer to eat?
Ooh, interesting. You know, I've always wanted to try a cactus, actually. I think a cactus might be kind of cool to try. Although, like, a whole cactus, like, if it's like a sequoia castle, or, not castle, cactus, that's a big cactus. That's a lot to eat. Mushrooms, all of them. There are a lot of different mushrooms. I bet most of them probably taste bad. I think we only have, like, a few of the good ones that taste good that we eat. Let's do an apple. I think we stick with an apple. Apples are good.
Alright, final stretch. As I said, 4 is all anyone ever needs, right?
Right, let's see.
Has been struck with what can only be described as a zombie apocalypse.
Oh no.
You're stuck at home with little supplies and no weaponry to defend yourself with. What is your strategy?
Let's see, unlock Soul Survivor mode, find weapons, kill until I'm the last one left. Just get turned into a zombie. It's the safest and easiest way to get by. Bleh, zombies and apocalypse scenarios are so played out. I don't like any of these, honestly. Like, this is way too gung-ho. I would not do this. I would not do this. Well, first, it would depend on the type of zombie, okay? We have to think about the different types of zombies in media, right? Overrated. It's like, because it really depends on the type of zombies. If it's like, what do you call it? If it's like, Project Zomboid zombies, I think it's pretty easy. I think that'd be pretty easy to survive, honestly. Like, obviously there's a lot and you have to avoid being swarmed, but I think that's, I think that's very doable. Or like Walking Dead zombies, because those are fairly slow. But if we're talking like 28 days later zombies, there's no way. Zomboid has sprinters? Wait, when did Zomboid get sprinters? Have they always had that? Oh, then never mind. Really, it just comes down to, can any of the zombies sprint? If yes, I'm in trouble. If no, I think I could be fine. Always had them, it's a setting. Okay. That makes sense. I guess I just played on a server with friends, so they probably just turned that off. And is it airborne? That's true. Is it airborne? Like, if I'm guaranteed, well, if I'm guaranteed to turn into a zombie at the end, I'd still probably avoid it as long as I could. Are there special infected? Yeah, it really depends on like what the kind of zombie. I know, I'm sorry guys. It keeps going off. I don't know what my roommates are doing. Alright, don't burn to death. Yeah, no, there's no fire. I don't know why it's going off, but my roommates are doing something to try and fix it. So it is what it is. Male cooking moments. Look, I only caused the fire alarm to go off like twice when I tried cooking in my, not last place, second to last place. I think that's pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna just say Soul Survival mode. I think this is a little more gung-ho than I'd realistically be, but I would try to survive. I don't know. I don't want to be a zombie. It's really overplayed. I can cook you, charlatan. I don't want to cook. I don't want to be cooked though. Score a vague personality.
the appropriate concoction in mind.
That's what. Let's see.
With a nice mixture of 4 centiliters of gin, 1 centiliter of elderflower liqueur, 1 centiliter 2 deciliters of club soda.
Deciliters? In non-US parts of the world, do you guys measure in deciliters? Is that something you do? Like when you're making drinks, do you measure in centiliters and deciliters? I've never seen that before. That's 10 centimeters. Well, yeah, because that's centi is the 10, right? I've never seen the 10 before. Huh. Interesting. Deciliters are common? Really? I've never heard of deciliters before. I mean, I know what I can piece together what it is. I can piece together what it is. I guess I don't really trying to think of what they use here. I don't really go like I guess milliliters is what would be here. I guess they'd maybe do it in milliliters. I'm not really super into drinking, so I don't really go out all that much to bars and whatnot. So I would assume they just do it in like milliliters. I don't think I've ever heard them using like centiliters or anything. Maybe it's deciliters. Deciliters would be crazy. 2 deciliters of club soda? That'd probably be enough to fill up like an entire like oil drum, right? That'd be a good amount. Well, because let's see. Deciliter. A regular liter is like, well, actually, probably not that big. A regular liter is like what? Like 80% of a gallon, I think. So that'd probably come out to be like what, around 8 gallons? I mean, that's a fair amount, but it's not like huge. 20 liters not enough for an oil drum? Yeah, I had to think about it a little bit. It's like, that'd be like around maybe 10 to 15 gallons, depending on if it was 10 or 20. Like, it's a lot. But, you know, it's obviously more than one person can drink in a single sitting. 20 liters about... Oh, really? It's 4 liters to a gallon. I don't know why I thought one liter was about 80% of a gallon. I was way off. Oh, so 20 liters, that's basically nothing. That's... Okay, this is gonna sound kind of bad, but like... You could like easily drink like just a liter of like, I don't know, like Gatorade or something all at once if you're like really thirsty, right? Because it's just a liter. That's not that much. Yeah, that's like, so that's just a quart. Oh, so a liter is just a quart then. They're called quarts, right? I'm pretty sure, because a quart is just a quarter of a gallon. Yep. So a liter is just equivalent to a quart, more or less. Actually, a quart is slightly larger than a liter. A quart is like a tiny bit bigger than a liter, surprisingly. A quart is 0.946 liters. Oh, actually, wait, no. Sorry, a liter is 0.946 quarts. So slightly off, but not quite there. Interesting, cool. Okay, what this is really telling me is I gotta get back into cooking more. I need to be doing better for this. They're making a live-action Lilo and Stitch. But, like, why? Like, why, though? It's just, like, I don't know. Couldn't you make an original IP? Is it just a movie, or, is it like a TV show? You know, if it's a movie, they should commit to the original ending and have totally not 9/11 happen. I don't actually know if you guys... That's a fun fact about the Lilo and Stitch movie. The original cut for the ending of Lilo and Stitch, when they're like chasing around the guy in the alien, like in the what do you call it? The spacecraft, like going through like the jungle. That was originally supposed to be like them chasing through like a city and crashing around, right? But then 9/11 happened, and people and Disney thought, probably rightfully, that having a movie whose climactic final act involved a spaceship crashing around a major metropolis might stir some uncomfortable feelings in most people after, you know, in the immediate aftermath of 9/11. So they very quickly changed the ending there. Stitch hijacked a plane. Yeah. I can probably imagine why. Maybe in the months after 9/11, an ending where Stitch hijacks a plane was retconned into something else. But you know what? I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I don't like live action remakes. I generally think they're just bad. But you know what? I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I really liked Lilo and Stitch growing up, and I hope it'll be good. It was actually the perpetrator. No. Oh no, Walt Disney, you did it again. The mouse can melt steel beams, apparently. It went well for Snow White. I thought Snow White did really bad, though. Did it go well? You know, if it goes well for them, that's good. I think I think part of it is just live actions aren't for me. But I mean, I'm definitely biased in that regard. I have plenty of friends who are very much just don't like anything animated, so they... Although, Disney movies are like the exception for them, though, so I don't know. It went well in the way that it was terrible. Oh, it was terrible? Oh, never mind. It's kind of weird, because it's like... A lot of my friends I know really don't like animated stuff. Just not even just like anime, but like just anything animated in general. But they really like Disney movies. So it's like, I guess maybe because a lot of people grew up with Disney, it doesn't kind of register in their mind as like animated in a way almost. How's it going, Derp? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. It is beeping and beeping indeed. Although, well, it's the beep of the fire alarm, so hopefully it's, you know, one of these times it's actually gonna be, no, the house is now burning down, and I'm just gonna assume that it's my roommates messing with it again. All right, let's continue.
Splash in some lime juice concentrate, add several slices of well-smashed cucumber and some cubed ice.
You know, you had me up until this. Okay, like I said, I'm not like a big like alcohol person. Do people like put smashed cucumbers in their drinks? Because that, like, aside from a Bloody Mary, I don't even know when this would ever be applicable. And what she just described is not a Bloody Mary. So is this person just insane, or am I just not in the know? She smashed the fuck out of my cucumber, and I would let her. Anyways. Your local fire department has already been alerted for demolition? No, they're already on their way. It depends. The previous, it was gin, elderberries, and club soda. I do not feel like that would go well with cucumbers. I know some drinks could, but I'm not like a super big drink person, but from what she described, I don't know. I'll have to trust her. I have no idea what to think of this.
The quiz tells no lie. I think a suitable name would be Borehole.
I think she just called me boring. Oh, I guess it's the borehole now. It looks cool though. Cucumber tastes good, especially carbonated. Really? I've never actually had, I guess I've never had carbonated cucumber. I'll have to try that sometime. I don't know what gooba means, but sure. The drink, smooth waves rolling onto the coast, then receding gradually, a constant rhythm of symmetrical alternation grinding off the edges. The taste recalls a harmonious interplay of physical forces soothing a turbulent soul until all that's left is a polished plane of alabaster. It's almost a death-changing experience. Huh, I guess I like it. I'll have to... I guess it was pretty good.
Now what else can I get you?
Interesting. I wonder... I bet people have probably made the drinks from this game, right? I wonder... I'll have to look up and see like what people think of it. Because again, I'm not a super big drinks guy, but if it works, it works. All right. Who else works in the office?
Heck, were I able to count and name all the folks? Likely haven't fully realized the size of this place.
It's like, what, 5 or 6 stories? It's not that big.
Got you reapers and all the myriad departments, the custodian...
Alcoholics, you can be one. Don't be one, derp. Don't be one. That's gonna be very bad for your liver. Calculatorium? That sounds not somewhere I want to be. Math, I'm neutral? Ambivalence is like slightly fond of, right? So maybe closer to neutral. Cadaver resources. Why would it be called cadaver resources though? We're not cadavers. I don't think any of us are cadavers actually. Because you look like a demon lady. We talked to a ghost. We talked to a reaper plant. I'm a reaper. Cadavers have to have like skin and organs on them still, right? Once it's just a skeleton, I guess cadavers have skeletons, but skeletons aren't cadavers, right? Once you're down just the bones, I don't think you count as a cadaver anymore. And then there's Fate. I guess Fate technically has like skin and bones and all that. So like maybe it's a resource department just to managing his screw-ups. But it says internal issues in general. I don't know. I get they're trying to be clever, but I don't think this applies. I mean, me overanalyzing. It's cute though.
Management. Nobody knows what they actually do. Higher management, but they don't visit us. Basically ever. Same with Fate.
I guess I'm pretty unique then, because I've met Fate like multiple times now. I guess I'm a little special.
Workers come by the den though, so
Cadaver is a dead body, especially one intended for dissection. Okay. So I get, this is gonna sound like a stupid question, but do you consider a skeleton a dead body? I don't know, body to me still implies they've got all like the gooey bits, right? Yeah, I don't think it would be. I think a skeleton is a separate thing. A skeleton is a skeleton, a dead body is a dead body. You know? I feel like for it to count as a cadaver, you gotta have the gooey bits in there. Otherwise it just doesn't make sense. Although I get, well no, but I guess if you're, I don't know, she might be undead. I guess if you're undead, you're not alive. So I guess for all the undead people, cadaver resources would make sense. Man, this nomenclature, this is the most intriguing part to me of the entire game, the nomenclature of why it's called cadaver resources.
What else you got in
All right. What's the deal with the plants? What's going on with the plant? Yeah.
You mean my favorite pot chock full of plant department goodness?
Yeah, plant department
They usually drop it
goodness.
on Sundays due to an aversion of people, which is funny because they're really quite sociable.
I noticed once I got through that hard exterior.
Sense of humor.
Oh, I played the next voice line.
Personally, I love their quirky sense of humor.
There we go. Now we heard it this time.
What else is there to say?
Your tip jar is pretty neat.
Thanks. Mortimer found the original oinker on an excursion to the Shrouded Zones.
I don't see the tip jar. I might not be able to view it when I'm in her cutscene. So I hope that I can see it afterwards, because now I'm intrigued. Now I want to know what I'm looking at.
The hassle though keeps multiplying all the time. Take your eye off for a second and bam, tiny piglets everywhere.
Oh, is it a literal pig? Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look after. I think I'm gonna have to look after the after we're out of the cutscene here and see if we can see it. All right.
You mean my
Oh, that's the same line from before.
What else is there to say?
I'd like a drink.
What's your poison?
Wait, okay, hold on. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? What do we got for drink names? The usual. Gin and Tariff. That's cute. I like that. Although, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, gins are conspired spirits, so that makes sense. Tax on the Beach that's cute. I apologize for the smoke alarms there. Bloody Gary. I wonder if Gary is like a developer name or something, because otherwise that doesn't fit very well. Corpse Reviver. I'm trying to think what Corpse Reviver could refer to. Heat Death of the Universe Iced Coffee and Milk Please. Let's see. I mean, you know what they could have done? They could have done a Mortimer Mule. Like Moscow Mule, because the pirate guy's name is Mortimer. They could have done that. They could have done... what else could they have done? They could have done... Trying to think of something for Jello shots. Maybe... I don't want to say skull shots. That feels like a little lame. I'm sure I could come up... I'm sure I could come up with something. Something better than skull shots, because that's kind of... I guess it has a little bit of alliteration. Floating dead baby boy. Oh, no! What is that supposed to be for, Prepper? I don't think I know that drink. Like I said, I don't like... this is supposed to be gin and tonic, Sex on the Beach, Bloody Mary, Corpse Reviver, I'm not sure. Heat Death of the Universe Iced Coffee, I think is just supposed to be iced coffee, and then milk. Disgusting. Who just drinks milk for the love of the game? Disgusting. Disgusting. Let's see, what are other drinks? Actually, let me pull up a list of drinks. List of drinks. I kind of want to see what some of the puns we could create are. I guess list of cocktails maybe? Holy, there's a lot here. My goodness. Oh, they have a Manhattan? I guess, let's see, a Manhattan. What could be a death-themed Manhattan? I don't know, maybe a crypt? I don't know. It doesn't... I think like that'd be what... I feel like that one would be hard to find, though. 2 ounces of ginger vodka tonic water, 1 sugar cube, 1 olive. Oh, that's an actual drink? Oh, no. Wait. Is it good? I have to... Honestly, I have to ask, is it good? The fact that it's a drink is crazy, though. How's it going, Demon? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. We were just doing a little bit of death and taxes. They named all the drinks after kind of like puns on death and taxes. So we're trying to come up with some punny drink names of our own. Let's see. What else could there be? Let's do list of drinks. Alcoholic drinks list. What are the most common ones? Oh, what about let's see. What could be for mimosas? Mimosas are made with orange juice. Anything orange death related? I don't know. Poison tree frogs? Those things are orange, right? It's not bad. Not much of a cocktail person though. Basically a gin and tonic with a little sugar and olive. Yeah, that sounds about right. You just have the sugar. You just have the sugar for a little sweetness, and then I guess olive for olive flavor. I'm not a big fan of olives though. My siblings really like them, but I do not. Although, actually, no. That's not necessarily the case, because when I think of I don't like black olives. I don't think I've had regular olives for a very long time. I have not had regular olives for a very long time, so I might like them now. I didn't like them when I had them, but I was like 10, right? I was like 10, I'm sure my taste buds have changed since then. See, we have Manhattan, we have, let's see. Ooh, what about, isn't it, no, a Shirley Temple is a non-alcoholic cocktail. That's what it is. Huh. Yeah, I guess there's, what do you call it? Rum and Coke. It could be, let's see, instead of rum and Coke, it could be, let's see, Revenant and, Consumer? I don't know, I'm trying to kind of like how they have gin and tariff for gin and tonic. I'm trying to think of what's like a ghostly thing that starts with an R. Used to hate olives as a kid, but love them now. I still don't like black olives, but I haven't had a regular olive in a while, so I might like that a little better, I think. Reaper? Ooh, Reaper's good. Reaper and Wraith. Wraith is good. I like that. How's it going, Rocket? Hope you're doing good. Welcome in. Out of curiosity, were you able to pull, did you manage to get Ishmael, Rocket, or are you still, oh wait, no, I can't remember. Are they free, or are they the one you're pulling for? I forgot which one was free, which one you're pulling for. I like Reaper and Wraith. It cost you everything, but you did it. You made it. Spending all of your black cards on a singular character, even if, well, I'm sure they're good because they've been very hyped, but spending it all on a single character, it's worth it, isn't it? It's worth it. All right. I hope you're doing good. You had to hit Extreme Pity. You know, I'm fine. I personally don't mind hitting Pity in PGR because it's not that bad. Pity, because at least if you hit Pity once, you get it, right? I cannot stand in other gacha games where if you hit Pity, it's only a 50% chance you actually get it. That just feels unethical and very rude, and I hate it. So I'm still salty that I did not successfully pull Vector. I don't know if you can tell. So I will always give Girls Frontline that. I will always give them that.
What else you got in mind?
All right, I'll be going now.
Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Yeah, I don't see her tip jar. Unless this is supposed to be the tip jar. Instead of a Negroni, you could have a Necroni. Ooh, that's a good one. Gin and tonic, they already had that. What else is there? I'm looking at just a list. Ooh, Irish coffee. Instead of an Irish coffee, you could have a, let's see. Irish coffee would be maybe maybe like, an afterlife. I don't know. Irish coffee. How would I? Oh, and did not mean to press that. I was just trying to click back in on the screen here. Has to be Europe. You don't tip up here in the Nordics. Ooh, that's true. So it's definitely not in the Nordics, at least. You resent tip culture. Tip culture. It's weird. I will say, the other day, I was a little like, I think I might have told this already on stream, but I went to just like a Chipotle, and I got to the end, you know, they make the food, I got to the end, and then they like turned the thing around, it's like, place a tip. And I was a little like, why? Like, tips are supposed to be for like, you know, like service, and that wasn't service, you just made the food, which is what you're already getting paid to do, so like, I was kind of like, what? I was like, okay, that's weird. That was very weird. But it is what it is. I guess we just do that a lot here in America. But yeah, what could be for an Irish? I'm trying to think of like an Irish coffee. What could be like a good sort of name for it? Or like a Long Island iced tea. It could be, let's see, maybe a long river icy swim, because like you jump in the, what's the death river called again from Greek mythology? I think they called it River Acheron earlier. Long river ice swim, maybe. The zombie is a cocktail too. Ooh, I feel like the zombie already fits though. 3 Mile Island iced tea, Acheron. Yeah. Lucky Morning. I like Lucky Morning. I like that. You know, just because we're dead doesn't mean we can't be unlucky, you know? I mean, I think we got pretty lucky hey, we still got paid for today, if I remember correctly, even though we killed a little more than we were supposed to. We also have, what else do we have? Mai Tai. Ooh, My Time. Like it's my time to die instead of Mai Tai. 3 Mile Island being the site of a nuclear accident. Really? Wait, was that one of the ones in the Pacific that we accidentally? Because I know we did a lot of bombing tests down there. That was kind of our MO, honestly. We did a lot of explosions into the Pacific there. Let's see what else we got. Manhattan. I don't really have a good one for Manhattan. Margarita, martini, mimosas. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a good one. I'm trying to think of like a good, it needs to I feel like it has to have at least a couple of words in it. I feel like it has to have at least a couple words so we could get some fun wordplay, right? It was in Pennsylvania. It was a partial meltdown. Wait, really? Wait, but Pennsylvania is landlocked. How do they have an island? I guess if it was like inside a lake. Wait, Pennsylvania doesn't border the Great Lakes, do they? Hold on, I need to look at a map. US map. I'm trying to... Pennsylvania... Oh, they do border they just barely, but they do border a Great Lake, technically. They do just barely border Lake Erie there. For part of it. Interesting. Oh, wait. Yeah, Pennsylvania doesn't go all the way to the coast. That gets taken over by New Jersey and the like. Okay, so I was for a second, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, is Pennsylvania on the coast? I'm not that bad at geography. It's on the Susquehanna River. Okay, I see. All right, so I was close. I was close-ish. I at least knew that it wasn't on the coast, because in my mind, I'm like, Pennsylvania is not on the coast. If it's been on the coast my entire life and I did not know that, I think I failed geography. Which is kind of bad, because I think I'm pretty good at geography, at least compared to everyone else I know. You know, I can post, you know what? I can point out where Croatia is on a map. I can point out Suriname. I can point out, What's another country? I can point out New Guinea, right? Like, I know a decent amount of geography, I feel. Do I only know it because of video games? Maybe. But if I learn, I learn, and we don't need to think about it any more than that, do we? Now, do we? Alright. I will say, I'm having a lot of fun, and I did have a lot of fun tonight, but I am going to call stream here. I know it was a bit of a shorter stream, and I do apologize. I've stayed up maybe a little bit late the past couple of nights. So I want to try and get back to bed nice and early, probably before midnight so that I can get some good sleep in. So we did start a little bit late just because I had to work a little bit late today. I do apologize. But tomorrow we will be doing... What are we doing? I think we're finishing up Stellaris? Just after resting a bit over the baby Quilla heat lamp while waiting for the mama. She's back. That's good. Yeah, I'm sure she'll probably hang around and pick her up. Because I think the whole thing about birds like walking away if they smell humans, I'm pretty sure that's a myth. I'm like 60% sure. Oh, I was supposed to be taking a break. I'm supposed to take a break today. Oh. Well, that's neat. All right, I guess I'll see you guys Friday then. Guess I'll see you guys Friday for some RimWorld with Yuna. But yeah, outro time. Hi, my name is Chatters, and I stream video games. If you enjoy hanging out while I stream games, please feel free to follow. If not, totally cool. Just thanks for being here and hanging out. I have a ton of fun playing games on my own, but when I get to play them with all of you wonderful people, I have way more fun. So for that, there are a couple links down below you may be interested in. Links. There we go. All right. So our links are right there in the Discord. Pretty standard for a Discord. I send out a ping when I go live. Tons of fun and super cool people in there, so I highly recommend. I also post the weekly schedule in there. So if you want to be caught up to date on that, that will be a very, very good way to just kind of know what's going on, right? Just kind of know what's going on, especially if yeah, so it's just nice. Also, I don't really have anyone... Oh, Sneaky streaming. We'll raid into Sneaky. But yeah. So, aside from that, we also have the Twitter. Pretty standard for a Twitter as well. I just post announcements on there. So if like stream runs late or anything like that, that'll be on the Twitter as well as also on the Discord. Finally, we have the YouTube channel. I post VODs on there. I'm caught up on all the VODs, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I have yesterday's VOD up. I'll put that up after this stream, and then I'll put this VOD up after that. So yeah, if you want to see some of the other games we play, see some of the other playthroughs we've done, see the first Death and Taxes stream, that will be up on the VODs channel. Aside from that, thanks for being hanging out. Again, I do apologize because it was a much later stream start, so it was a much shorter stream. So I apologize for a bit of the shorter stream, but I hope you guys had fun regardless, as we talked about a lot, actually. Got through a lot today, so I had a great time. Hope you did as well. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye, bye-bye, goodbye, bye-bye.